really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pitodry on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 4 minutes past 6. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, the superstar. Alongside me is Troy Deeney and Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Good morning to you. Troy, it's lovely to see you. Bright and early.
Good morning, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We finished a week of drive. And,
yes.
And we were so good, they went, oh, there's no one about on the schedule to do. You both want to do breakfast?
Talking of no one about.
Oh, he's going to moan everyone. You're not happy.
6 a.m. Obviously, Sam Ella was a wonderful show.
Yes.
You'd think, do you know what? Let's get some coffees.
Yeah.
Just get everyone in the mood.
Get everyone in the mood. Yeah.
It's our job, isn't it, in the morning to wake everybody up?
Yes, it is our job.
The runners don't start till 8 a.m.
Well,
8 a.m.
I mean, I've got
halfway through the show, then they'll go, does anyone want anything?
Management.
Oh, don't you worry. Management will hear from me.
So you've done breakfast before?
Yes.
Presumably that was similar scenario.
No, it used to be around 7. And they were good. They used to get a little bit early as well.
7 o'clock. Does Henry not come in at 7 anymore? Has that changed?
No.
What's going on? I wouldn't.
As Dicey would say,
and we don't
woke nonsense.
We don't replace people when they go on holiday, do we? So we're a man down already, and he did nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Scandal. I thought, let me buy everyone a coffee.
Yeah.
Good morning. Start of a week. It feels good. I'm not even here.
It's disgusting. I bet they don't when Brazil's back. That's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting.
Anyway.
Well, it's nice to see you.
And you, mate.
We've got lots to talk about. A bit later on, we'll talk about the boxing.
Yes. Looking forward to it. You did call it'd be a tough one.
Didn't I say don't underestimate the fella?
You've been saying that.
Yeah. Did you see Simon Jordan's tweet?
Yeah. I was talking to Si, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
So,
we'll talk about that a bit later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw over the weekend, before we get on with the show, I saw a film last night called Disclosure Day, Spielberg film. Have you seen that?
No.
Emily Blunt?
Is that
Emily Blunt?
That's the Alien files and all of that, right?
Yeah.
Any good?
Do you know what? It was a lovely film. It was a no.
That's no good.
No, it is good. If you like E.T., if you like the Goonies, if you like Spielberg, like Indiana Jones, it's a culmination of everything mixed together. It's a real happy, lovely. That's a lovely. All the music Spielberg's famous. You know, all the background. Beautiful film.
I don't want to say something. How was the film? Lovely. I was really good, gripping.
Look,
make sure you go watch it.
Right, if you went on a blind date, and they said what was she like, or him, and you went, he was lovely or she was lovely, I'd agree with you.
I'd also turn around and go, that no one's going to watch. No, there's not going to be a follow-up date.
There won't be a second date.
No. Would you agree?
But no. If I met someone, they were lovely.
They were lovely.
And what was Troy like to work with? Do you know, he was lovely. Would that be an insult?
Yes.
I won't say you're lovely.
If you enjoyed working with me, there's something wrong with you.
He was lovely, Troy. Absolutely. Today's show is going to be lovely.
Nah, today's show is going to be great. We're going to have loads to talk about. We're going to speak to people.
Yeah.
And here's why.
Are we going to speak to lovely people?
No.
What's wrong with lovely? Lovely's good.
No,
it's not. No good?
It's not.
No good.
My nan's lovely. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy being around my nan.
Well,
that's it.
You enjoy it. You enjoy being around.
She's my nan. She's old. She has a way of life. Do you know what I mean? What we're doing now is...
Let me go through some people. Sam Ellard, is he lovely? He'll be coming in a bit. He's not lovely?
No.
Alex Crook.
I know Sam a long time.
Okay. Alex Crook, is he lovely?
Oh, definitely not.
He's far from lovely. Forget
definitely
that one.
Not.
Shall we move on with... Guess where we're going to start?
Go on.
The Commonwealth Games.
We're looking forward
well
to
and
this.
truly underway.
How good's it been over the weekend?
I've got bits to read. I'm going to pretend I'm ad-libbing. Do you want me just to read them now?
Yes, please.
The Commonwealth Games is well and truly underway, would you believe, Troy? A lovely event, as Australia's swim team picked up multiple gold medals and shattered Games records. Lovely records as well. Scotland's Duncan Scott, or Scotty to his friends, has sent the local crowd into a frenzy by claiming gold in the men's 200 metres. Have you been enjoying the Commonwealth Games? If you're unaware why I'm being a little bit facetious, on Drive on Friday and Thursday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Monday, Troy outlined how much he hated the Commonwealth Games, or athletics.
It's just pointless, isn't it? But I thought...
Just pointless. As unbelievable.
Do you know what? Like, I left Friday thinking, that was a bit harsh, that. Maybe I went a little...
Because Rutherford was in?
No, I just went a little bit two-footed, didn't I, before they've...
he did.
Would have even been able to say, like, the opening ceremony. And I was, like, poo-pooing it. So I thought, let me watch over the weekend.
You sent me something. I won't say what you sent me. I'm just
going to say
I got excited from Troy because he went, I'm actually loving the Commonwealth Games, and sent me a video. And then I watched the video, and it was part of the Commonwealth Games.
It was, yeah.
It weren't lovely.
It wasn't lovely. But I've also just got to this point where it's like, all right, maybe I was right.
Would you like to hear from Adam Ramsey Petey? Would you like?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. Okay.
Wouldn't want anything.
Anything else?
We start the week better.
No, you couldn't. Well, I'm glad you said yes. He was emotional after the 100 metres breaststroke on Saturday. He spoke to Michael Wiedoch after winning bronze and thinks his work ethic deserved more. Shall I have a listen?
For me, at 31 years old, with my second child on the way, we've got a lot of decisions to make because this sport does cost. And it's been a hell of a cycle. 3 months, 4 months, moving down to London, adjusting everything, really rushing to get up to pace. And I honestly think back now, I'm like, there's not a decision that went wrong. There's not a thing that I could have done better. I absolutely worked every cell of my body into this meet, and I think with Europeans on the horizon now in the next 2 weeks, I think we've got an opportunity to fix that.
I think that's his first bronze ever. He always gets gold. That's his first bronze. Have you ever deserved more than you got in life or sport? Anything happen you feel?
In my opinion, all the time.
People listening to this might go, right now.
Yeah, all the
10
time.
minutes past 6.
Look, it's too early to be nasty to people. Look,
yeah, it is, Troy. It's a lovely day, lovely Monday.
It's a lovely day. He's had. I always find it remarkable with athletes, right? It's like, second child on the way. How did you have the child? Kind of your
what? What's that? What's
you
that?
mentioned at the start of it. We've got the second child on the way.
Yeah.
It's been a tough moment to get ready for this.
Yeah,
you can choose whether you do it or not.
But he's not having the baby, is he?
But don't do that. That was the lady who flipping
What?
Sent Jeremy Doku home. He's not having a baby. Should be at the World Cup.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not though, right?
No, but
When my wife was pregnant with our second one,
you have a choice, don't you, to either be at home or go to work.
what have you been home for?
Well, he's decided to go to work,
Oh, fine, okay.
falling short, and then gone,
Blamed it on
by
that.
the way, got a baby at home, tired. Yeah. I get it.
What? And people will go, "What's a baby? Google baby." That's really difficult. What's he talking about? Imagine if that happened to us.
How do you feel about someone talking about they couldn't have done anything better? They finished bronze, because I know you don't like people coming second.
I've always said that it's either gold or nothing, right?
Yeah.
No one remembers if you come. You won't. If you won 10 bronzes,
Yeah.
you would never turn around and go, "Come and have a look at my bronze medals," would you? You'd never say that. Do you want to have a look at this? I've got a special room in my house, and it's all my bronze medals I won over my career. You'd never do that, would you?
No, absolutely not. But isn't he with Gordon Ramsay's daughter? I'm sure he's married to Gordon Ramsay's
Yeah,
daughter.
I think that's why he's
Right, isn't
he's
it?
double-barreled.
Yeah,
Ramsey Petey. So he's taken her name.
imagine so, yeah.
Is that because it's Ramsey? If it was like a nobody, would you take it?
He's like Goldstein.
Yeah, if it was like Goldstein. If it was like Beckham, if I married like a
Yeah,
female
of
Beckham, I'm taking Beckham. Andy Beckham Goldstein, I'm taking that. And I'd get rid of the Goldstein as well. Right, the big sporting story of the weekend came from Saudi Arabia as Anthony Joshua made his return to boxing with a second round knockout over Christian Prenga. Now, we've got no audio to play yet. We'll play it a bit later on in the show. I want to
About 8 o'clock, and they get in.
Yeah. They'll come in with a big like tray of Costa coffee,
Yes.
only Costa, and then all the audio as well
Yeah,
will be on
will
that
be.
tray. What did you make of the fight? I'm glad we're talking
Yeah.
about that early on in today's show. Questions. Simon Jordan questioned whether or not it was real.
I know. I think that's unfair. I understand what he was thinking. So basically, obviously, people that don't know, Prenga puts AJ down twice in the first round, and then kind of backs off, doesn't he, in the second? So obviously, AJ then steps on the gas and ultimately knocks him out. I had mixed emotions when I first watched it. I was looking at it because again, he is someone I consider a friend. So I looked at it from a point of view of, oh, thank God he got the win. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy watching the fight. Normally I do. He looked like he had to overcome a lot of demons in the first 3 minutes. I didn't enjoy the interview afterwards at all.
Why?
Because sometimes you don't really see the real him. But when the interview and the whole fight to me became irrelevant was when Ade asked the question about his two friends that passed away.
Yeah,
And I saw Josh there.
so you know, right? He's your pal.
Yeah, not tight as in like
No, but
speak
you're
every day,
familiar
but
with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and that was the real.
And then
he cut that down straight away, right? He didn't want to talk
but
about
you
that.
saw that human emotion that like I don't want to talk about it. I'm trying to deal with it. This is part of the process. Kind of give me space, and I was like, okay, no.
What you like
wait.
seeing that?
No, it just brought it all to reality, especially for myself. Again, every situation's completely different, but it just took me back to when my dad passed away.
Yeah.
And I was in a dark place, but I'm still trying to go to work. I'm still trying to be man of the family. And, you try to go like, don't worry, push it all away. But really, all I wanted someone to do was go, hey, it's going to be all right,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that was
I know
kind
exactly
of
what
the
you mean.
moment that I felt, all right, he won, got the job done, fair play. But he didn't leave the ring for a while as well.
Yeah.
So it just felt like this was a safe space for him, and I'm glad he came through it in the end. But if we're being 100% honest, for me looking to like the fights moving forward, it was a worry. There's a lot of worries in there.
What moving forward?
Like to looking ahead to a Fury fight.
Do you think his performance had anything to do that it might have been a little bit too soon after he lost his
I
belt?
think so. Yeah,
You do?
I think so. But ultimately, who are we to tell somebody on their journey what they should and shouldn't do?
Maybe he needed that.
Yeah, it may be like
to help him get through
today or tomorrow.
Yeah,
when it's all kind of come down and you're left alone. It's like, am I ready? Do I need help in terms of speaking to other people? He doesn't strike me as someone who wants to speak to a therapist. But
no,
is there a couple of friends around or family members that you can go, hey, just struggling with
I
this
need to
actually.
check, yeah, it's very. I'm guilty of bottling stuff up. When I lost
Yeah.
my dad,
Yeah.
I bottled it all up. And so look, it's just how you deal with it, right?
Of course, yeah, and everyone deals with something
Yeah.
different, right? And
Yeah.
and that's ultimately where my mind went after the fight and for the following day, because I watched every interview that everyone did, and it was like bash him to an extent. Oh, it wasn't good enough, wasn't this? And again, we have to talk about it from a professional point of view, right? You have to talk about the boxing, and then it was like, oh, but he's come through a tough week, and I thought it was kind of downplayed just how traumatic that situation must have been for him.
We're going to talk boxing throughout the show, and obviously you lot out there, our show is nothing without you, and of course without you picking up the phone and having your say on national radio. So we'll take your calls on all things AJ and boxing. Maybe you want your say on whether or not that fight was maybe too early, or you think possibly the Tyson Fury fight in, I think, November could be also too early as well. 03717 223344. It says here we're going to be speaking to the founder and president of Matchroom, Barry Hearn, a bit later on. Is he on our show? How exciting is that? That's great. Barry Hearn on our show a bit later on, and also coming up, Bradley Barcola and Vinicius Jr., the superstars linked to Premier League clubs. So lots coming up on today's breakfast show. It's 6:16. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and Troy Deeney, and it really is already a lovely show.
I think United want to move on. He's obviously on a hefty wage. I'm amazed Saudi haven't come in. I'm amazed he hasn't gone out to Saudi.
I think he won it.
Well, again, Saudi pay a lot more than 300 grand a week for a player, obviously, who's playing for England and still in his prime. Yep. I'm very surprised Barcelona didn't do the deal. But then again, I expected him to do well at Barcelona. Most, average wingers would do well out there, the team they have. I don't know where he goes. If you were a Spurs, would you go for him?
That's the one that keeps nagging away in the back of my mind.
We'll take him for a loan.
Yeah.
And if he plays 23 games, you know what I mean, we'll obviously pay this fee and that fee. What United are going to have to probably end up doing is recuperating as much of that fee back and all the loan fees they've had the last 2 seasons and the next 2 seasons. So I'm thinking Spurs. They've got a few more experienced Premier League players they've signed.
And De Zerbi's the type of manager that feels he can.
I'm not sure he
feels he can fix play.
I mean, we should legally start every breakfast show with this song, shouldn't we? It's the breakfast show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Troy Deeney. You know who sings this?
I should do.
Yeah, I'll give you clues. The answer to one of my favourite jokes is, how do you know when a duck is cooked? Because you put it in the microwave and wait till it's Bill Withers. No? No good? Come on! It's 6:20. That's a good... some exciting news over the last 24 hours concerning your beloved Birmingham. Are you aware of this? The council are proposing a new nature conservation site right on the 48-acre Wills Park land, the exact spot where Blues are planning their new 62,000-seat stadium and events space.
Great.
Do you think the whole project will elevate, I can't even read, I need my glass on, elevate Blues above Villa? No, who wrote that? Of course that won't happen. Who's written that? Don't be so silly.
And based on what Birmingham Council do, we probably run out of money before that even happens anyway. So
yeah,
that's fine.
I had a bet with Ian Danta.
Yes.
He reckons...
Legend.
He reckons, this was a silly bet, I think, on his behalf, that Jude Bellingham will go back to Birmingham before he's 30.
Ooh.
And I think I had £500 it. Sam Ellard's looking a bit confused. Good morning, Sam Ellard.
Morning. You're going to make £500.
Yeah,
like, if you said before 40, then like maybe when he's late 30s,
back down.
but not before 30s.
You went back down. That's a bit bonkers, isn't it?
But you think it could happen?
23, so that's a 7-year swing.
What are you questioning?
No, I'm trying to understand where Dance's logic is, but no.
So he's at Real Madrid. He's 29. He's doing well. We've got all these offers on the table.
Yeah.
I'll take the Birmingham one.
Yeah. Again,
but if he gets to 29 at Real Madrid, he's what, 11, 12 years at Real Madrid? It's a point you got to go. I've won everything.
No, but then do you not go to like maybe one of the bigger, one of the top teams, one of the top teams in the Premier League?
Home?
No, nothing's better than going home. Say again, yeah, you reckon? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So you're thinking, oh, that's interesting.
Go on.
So they're thinking with the new investment coming into Birmingham, that possibly by the time Jude Bellingham gets to 30, Birmingham might be competing for the Premier League. Interesting. There we go. Yeah. You've kind of by mistake come to that conclusion, haven't you? By the way,
Let me tell you now that won't work.
No, probably not.
Time now to look at the back pages with our friends at Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
Would you believe it? Sam Ellard. Oh, you know that. Sam Ellard.
Morning, guys. How are you? You know, I'm doing really good this morning.
Good.
I feel really, really good. I got 4 hours sleep, cold shower this morning, black coffee. The vibes are good. Everyone out in the office is in good spirits this morning.
Yeah, everyone. There's only 6 people.
Well, but that's all we need. That's all we need.
There's no collective term for 6. You know, like 2's a couple. There's no 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is there one for 5?
A group.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah.
Well, what he does, he says it with conviction.
No, I know.
And you genuinely believe him.
I know.
But I genuinely think it is actually a collective term for 5.
5's a group and 6 is just a 6.
There isn't one.
Yeah. No. Good. Also, I always like you on breakfast when I know you've obviously done breakfast before.
Yeah.
But you're back on breakfast, long time away, good energy, new opinions and stuff. And it feels like nobody's safe this morning.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. We had a week of that, didn't we?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Sure, he's going to be kind to people.
Yeah.
Unless they're, of course, in the Commonwealth Games.
Commonwealth Games is their show highlights over there.
Starting off the show where we have live commentary of the Commonwealth Games on talkSPORT 2 with the phrase, I don't see the point in the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
It's maybe at 9 o'clock this morning, don't lead with that.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think he's entitled to his opinion.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Here you go. Who won the last Commonwealth Games?
Yeah, no, good point. Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I don't
Australia.
know. Yeah, was it that? Yeah.
We only knew that.
No, I don't even know if that's true.
But you said it with conviction that I believed you.
Australia.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, definitely Australia.
And they did it with a group of medals.
Yeah, just a group. Yeah, surely you need more than a group of medals to win the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 or 5 of those.
I reckon there is a phrase, and Sim, if he's any good, which he is, we'll be looking this up. I reckon there's a phrase for a collective group of every single level of number.
There can't be.
Up to 10.
Oh, okay. So not every group of number.
It's a gaggle.
No, up to.
I like a gaggle.
That's
a laugh, isn't it?
That's geese, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gaggle.
A collective term of geese is a gaggle of geese, right?
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. I feel way out of my depth right now.
You know what crows are? A murder of crows. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Group of crows, a murder of crows.
Yeah, and do you want to know what a plethora is?
It's what you play guitar with.
I've got a plethora of back pages with me this morning. Oh, do you know what? So I whisper it quietly. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting.
It can't get any worse.
Yeah. How many years you been doing this now?
I had my 10-year anniversary on March the 15th, early this year.
Wow.
When he was 10, ironically.
Yeah, I was only 13 at the time. But talkSPORT 2 was. I'm 30.
When was that? That's recent,
June
right?
the 7th. Yeah.
What did you do for that?
I went out with some mates.
What, do you mean a mirror?
A group of mates.
A murder of mates.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it was a couple.
A couple of mates, yeah, and I was one of them as well. So yeah, it was just me and one other person.
Dad?
Yeah.
Oh, he's son, right? Right. What have you got for us?
Let's do some back pages. There's some F1 on some of the back pages. Back at number 1, Forgotten Man Norris wins Hungarian Grand Prix on the Telegraph Sport. On the back of the Guardian, highs and lows in Hungary. Hamilton criticises Ferrari, but Norris feeling champion again. But I can't believe you guys have gone 24 minutes without talking about Vinicius Jr. I'll read this from the Telegraph Sport, their sports pull out this morning. Dom King writes, Arsenal prepared to offer Brazilian forward Vini Jr. year, the biggest contract in the club's history as they plot to outline their soaring ambition. He currently commands a weekly salary, 400,000 euros a week at Madrid, but Arsenal would look to improve that to maximise their chances of pulling off an audacious coup. It kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it, boys, on Saturday afternoon. He's got a year left on his deal at Real Madrid. Arsenal exploring the possibility, Troy, of signing Vinny Jr. Is it going to happen? And if it does happen, where does this rank in Premier League history in terms of biggest coups for the Premier League, not just Arsenal?
If it did happen, it would be amazing for the Premier League to have a superstar on that level in terms of global appeal, blah, 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 all that stuff. I don't like it.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't think it suits the way that Arsenal play. I don't think his personality suits Arteta.
What do you mean his personality?
I think he's a massive diva in regard to like what he wants, what he needs, and I don't think he would buy into the collective. And now that would be something new for Arteta to have to deal with, right? Because he's all about the group. So how do you have Saka on one side, who's the captain, has done everything right, and then you bring in this guy and go, oh, by the way, everyone, give him the ball, and you have to keep giving him the ball. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't think it helps Arsenal. I really don't.
Do you think we'll see?
I understand that.
Do you think next season we'll see Mikel Arteta look to change his style of football? Because I agree with you. I think if Arsenal played the same way next season as last season, I couldn't imagine Vinny Jr. slotting into the Arsenal team. But if he's looking to evolve Mikel Arteta and maybe play a slightly different, more attractive brand of football, then maybe he sees, maybe he feels that's the next phase of where this Arsenal team needs to go, Troy.
His next phase will be winning titles, consecutively on a regular basis. It's not going to be now. Again, my wife's Arsenal, a load of her family are Arsenal, my son's Arsenal. So unfortunately, I have to talk about Arsenal a lot more than I'd really want to. But
how old's your son? He's like
17.
2,
17. No, that one. That'd be a more interesting conversation. But no, I think the big point is I was having this they're built on being defensively solid first, right? You've just won your first title in 26 years or whatever it was. Now you win one, it's like, right, let's change all of that and be expansive. Why? They want to win. They're in the best position to win consecutively.
Let me ask you this. The big one for Arsenal's Champions League. Have
they
got more or less chance to win that with Vinicius Jr. in their side?
Oh, more, because he's a match winner. But for the way that they play. If you watch Real Madrid enough last year, he's sometime-ish. If you watch the World Cup this year, he's sometime-ish. And you can't have a player that you're going to pay, potentially 500 grand a week?
Yeah, around that, yeah.
And then be like, I hope he turns up today.
Would that cause a problem in the dressing room when the other players who might be on 200...
It wouldn't cause a problem. It'd be like, right, we're next.
My agent.
We're next. Someone come in this room, right? Let's say you signed the deal, Andy's in next. Andy's job is to make it higher than yours.
Well, that would be difficult.
But let's just say
empty the bins and have one.
Let's say in the alternate universe, everyone's on the same money right now. Right, you get a new deal, you bump it up a little bit. Andy's job is to bump it up more than you. My job is to bump it up. So when it comes around to you next time, you should be looking, going, hold on, they got 10x.
There's only a couple of players in the Arsenal team that could legitimately, realistically go to the hierarchy and demand the same.
No, because quite a few.
Yeah, sure, your Saka and Rice's.
But I would say goalkeeper, both centre halves.
Timber,
Rice, Saka. I mean, Timber. Can Timber go knock on the manager's door and say, I want 500 grand?
I'll have a look at that team.
Mendy, Rice.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Kai Havertz could easily get in Odegaard.
What about Max Dowman, who everyone's looking at? Yeah. He could come in and go, right, you offer me 40 grand a week?
Yeah.
Nah, make that 120.
Yeah. And players talk about this, agents talk about this. This has caused some issues.
You know what people have earned within 5 minutes.
We will talk about this another time.
Okay.
Your time is up. Are you coming back in at quarter?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
No, only for this section.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm back.
You only did an hour.
Have you got something exciting when you come back in?
Yeah.
I just felt your role was just reading newspaper headlines.
Well, no, but the point, I guess, when you do the back pages, the point is, I guess, to read the back pages.
But do it. I can't. Ad-lib it. All right.
No, I like.
Otherwise, you just read. Then
but to be fair though, I think when you have to specifically read someone's article, that is the one time you don't ad lib, because I don't want to ad lib Dom King, because Dom King might be listening.
Look at me, our show, me and Troy, ad lib. If you want,
I literally just saw you struggle through a question about the Commonwealth Games where you couldn't ask a simple question.
Yeah, because I wanted to ad lib. I had to read lines.
Do you want me to get your glasses for you?
I've got me. I just couldn't see him.
Yeah.
Sam is going to be back in about 15 minutes' time. Or not, if that attitude carries on. That was all thanks to Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
Hurry up, Sam. He's got bins to empty. That was the breakfast show with me, Andy Goldstein Troy Deeney. What's your F1 knowledge like?
It was decent.
Good. Okay, you can ask the questions. Coming up, friction at Team McLaren.
Let's just say something about Tottenham here. It's a big conversation because obviously it's about trophy wins, European Cups, all of those sort of things come into it. But in the modern world, it also comes down to support base. Money is so much involved. And Spurs are a big club, full stop. Of course, we're above someone like West Ham. We have got more support.
He had you above West Ham.
Globally. Well, I know, but he was almost fighting with that. You could also look at a support point of view globally. We would make Chelsea look tiny. They have had more recent success. Facts, they've had more success. But we also got to think about Tottenham history. First team to do a domestic double. First team to win the European Cup. We have history that can't be ignored in the same way that like Aston Villa.
Without being pedantic, people will be shouting at the radio, European Cup, not the European Cup.
A European Cup, yes, yeah. Apologies.
That's all right.
And so I think that history is important. It really, really is. And I don't want to sound like I'm banging on about the past. We know what we've been. I'm a realistic Tottenham fan. I've seen it. Arsenal are a big club. Hate saying it, they're a big club. Bigger than us. I've got to say that as well, and that's going to upset people.
Rich, you do me a favour.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earned 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Welcome back to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, Troy Deeney and Arnold Clark Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out the website for more details. Just quickly, I had a little look at what the collective term for numbers are, right?
Okay.
So a group is definitely 4 or more. So I was sort of right about that, right?
Even though you was convinced it was 5. But it's 5.
Well, 5's more than 4, isn't it?
No, but you was like, it's 4.
I was right.
5.
I'm right, I know. Is 5 more than 4? I know that's a tough one for an ex-footballer, but...
I can count, you know that.
3 is a trio, we knew that. 2 is a pair. 1 is an individual.
Yeah.
But that's it. I can't get any more than that. I can't get any more. There must be, like you said, a gaggle of whatever.
Yeah.
A gaggle of humans. We'll find out later on in the show. Now, we've spoken about Vinicius Junior to Arsenal, right? By the way, Sim, who's our producer today, has just said to me about he's a Spurs fan.
Okay.
He stands by this. I said, I'm going to quote you on air. And he went, well, he said, as a Spurs fan, and I said, you're talking garbage. I would like to see Vinicius Junior in the Premier League. And I went, what, with Arsenal? And he went, yeah. And I went, no, you wouldn't. That's a complete lie. And he went, no, I would. And what do you make of that?
Well, this is also Sim who said to me today, just great to have you back. Just be in before 6. And then at 10:02, where are you? I'm coming upstairs. So
you did say before 6.
Before 6. So I was here before 6.
Yeah.
And then he's chasing me. So
that might have been me pushing him, going, where's Troy? Where is Troy?
So what he says versus what he means are two completely different things.
Do you think any football fans, other than Arsenal fans, want to see Vinicius Junior in the Prem?
I think so. I think because there's always that kind of La Liga tax that we give people. I feel like people put even when Ronaldo and Messi were scoring all these goals, but it's in Spain. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Even up until recently, a lot of Messi's greatness at Barcelona. But he's only done it in Spain.
Yeah.
If you do it in the Premier League, it
means
gives
more.
you a bit more aura, I suppose.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think for that element it'd be interesting. I personally just don't think it works. That's just my opinion.
No, but would you want to see him there? Can you understand why a football fan, for argument's sake, right, I'm going to contradict myself. I would love to see Messi in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And if he's not at Man United, I'd still, this makes me feel ill saying that. I'd still want to see him at another club.
Yeah.
Maybe I understand what you're saying then, Tim.
Yeah, but he's not Messi.
No, but you want to see...
Well, we were just having an Arsenal debate, because there's nothing like starting your week off with an Arsenal debate there in the back there. And just chatting about how I think it would be great because he's a match winner. And I just said, look, fortunately for me, I watch a lot of football in this game. How many games did Vinicius Junior turn up? Everyone goes quiet because they don't really watch. They only see the Champions League and obviously the La Ligas. But if you watch enough and if you watch Brazil enough, everyone has to change for him. He refused to run essentially last year. So
you watch a lot of La Liga, right?
Yeah, so Real Madrid had to go, right, we'll go 4-4-2. We'll stick him and Mbappe up front and everybody else does their running for them. Well, Arsenal players now all of a sudden go from working as a team, being unbelievable collective to, don't worry, we'll just chase for this guy. Nah, he's a massive diva. Don't get me wrong, unbelievable player, but he's a massive diva. Okay. And he has just had his chin done, so is he going to be the same?
Yeah, has that happened now? I've seen pictures.
I've seen some pictures. I actually thought it was AI, but clearly not.
Just grow a beard if you've got a bad chest. Well, I've got one. It hides that. It hides
when
that little
do you
bit.
wake up in the morning and go, my chin?
When you've got a lot of money.
You got nothing else.
People go, what are you going to do? I've ironed it twice. What, your chin? No, the money. I've got nothing left to do. I'd love to hear from football fans about whether or not you'd like to see Vinicius Junior in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And when I say football fans, I don't mean Arsenal fans, because obviously Arsenal fans, you do.
Yeah, of course.
But I want to know if Spurs fans, right? If Chelsea fans, if football fans want to see Vinicius Junior in the Premier League with Arsenal. Because I don't think there'll be one caller. I don't think there'll be one Spurs fan that says, yeah, I do. I just don't see that happening.
Sim was just on the phone, so maybe he's just sent a little voice note in.
Sim, are you phoning 03717 223344? You're the one, okay. If you're a football fan and you don't support Arsenal and you do want to see Arsenal sign Vinicius Junior because, and I quote, I want to see him in the Prem, let me know. 03717 223344. Right, time now for a bit of this. We've got to talk F1, but our guest is not there.
Oh, okay.
Don't really know what to do. I'll tell you what, I'll read everything I've got to read. It's quite a big read, and then hopefully he'll be there by the end of it. So Lando Norris has claimed his and McLaren's first Grand Prix victory of the season in Hungary after dropping behind teammate Oscar
Piastri.
Thank you. on the opening lap. Norris retook the lead into second. But the real drama, Troy, the real drama came when Piastri's race unravelled after making contact with Carlos Sainz Williams. While trying to lap him, I remember that, sparking a major fallout with his engineer. I mean, they went nuts, both of them. So for more on this, I'm delighted to say we're joined by a podcaster, F1 YouTuber, with over 300,000 subscribers. He's been on the show many times before. He's fantastic. Let's say good morning to Tom McCluskey. Morning, Tom. How you doing?
Boys, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Where were you? We were a bit worried that you weren't coming on. What happened?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Sky Internet was not helping me out this morning, but here we are. We're preserving through.
There is other internet providers as well.
Yeah, well, certainly there are this morning. Right, now, I don't know if you're aware of it, but when I was reading that out, I was sort of bluffing my way through it. I know nothing really about F1, which is why we've got you, the expert, on the show. So let's go back to the first thing I said about the friction between Lando and Oscar. Is that real? Is it good for the sport? I suppose it is, right?
Look, I think last year, inevitably, they were both going for the title, right? So there's going to be a bit of an internal thing. You're always, when you're fighting your teammate, a little bit of, I don't know, concern and worry that the team's favouring one side or the other is always going to manifest. And obviously, Lando came out on top eventually. And look, I think both drivers are frustrated this year. They were both fighting for a title last year. McLaren haven't given them a car early enough in the season. Now they got upgrades on the car for Hungary, and Lando won dominant pace. Very, very impressive. But yeah, I think they're just two drivers who got a taste for winning last year and haven't really had many opportunities this.
Right, I'm going to ask you a question, right? It's going to be very cynical, but every year I see a car that starts and then they all do these upgrade packages and their car gets unbelievable. Why don't they start with the upgrade?
I mean, look, time, Troy.
Is it timing, yeah? This is a casual. I don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah. Well, look, I think one of the big things is seeing everyone else's homework, because no one else has any idea what anyone's doing. This was, new rules for this season. Yeah. So completely tore up the rule book, start afresh. Everyone kind of starts the first Grand Prix in Australia and pre-season testing. You've got no idea what the other teams have been doing. So everyone's kind of copying each other's homework at the start. So at the start of new regulations, you always get loads of upgrades coming thick and fast, or you just wait like Aston Martin did. They didn't upgrade their car all season until this weekend and then made a massive step up. So there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in terms of getting weight off your car, adding aero performance, and just, as next year, the year after that goes on, gradually there will be less and less opportunities to improve your car. But now is the time where you can make big jumps. And we saw Haas started the season really competitive, scoring points in the first 3 races, and they're nowhere near now. And it's kind of vice versa for other teams as well. So McLaren made a big step. But yeah, it's a relative game as well. You're only as good as everyone else is not so good.
Yeah, there's a couple. Just want to talk about the Brits, to be totally honest with you. Obviously, Lando Norris had an unbelievable day yesterday, had a tough start to the season. Lewis Hamilton feels like he's coming back to having the car that he wants, but it was a tough day yesterday. The coming out the pit lane penalty was felt like a bit of a rookie mistake for someone so versatile and understanding every phase of racing. For him, that felt like a rookie mistake. And George Russell just can't buy any luck, can he?
No, I mean, you've got to start with George, because I do feel for him. He spending all that time at Williams and sees Mercedes being, dominant, winning titles in 2020, constructors in 21 as well, finally gets his shot. And then that's when the team nosedives in 22. And then it's like, right, he's finally got his seat at the table. He's kind of done well to almost, pressure Lewis out of Mercedes, and he's gone to Ferrari. And then this 19-year-old comes along and just makes him look slow. Ultimately, it's not been good enough from George this season. He'll say it himself. Yeah, Lewis, I mean, he's pushing fine margins there. I mean, they shouldn't have pitted him in the first place. As it turns out, they kind of lost. What a missed opportunity from Ferrari, because Mercedes weren't. I mean, Kimi finished 3rd in the end, which is a bad result by his standards. And yeah, Lando's pace, honestly, his one-lap pace, his ability on the tyres is as quick as anyone, but losing position to Oscar on lap 1, not great. It was a bit sloppy at times. So, yeah, look, Lando's shown he can do it. George, I don't know what to say about George anymore, because you can see he just looks like a broken man. I do really feel for him. And look, Lewis, if you'd have said to Lewis before this season started, considering how bad last year was, you'd be 50 points off the lead, P2 in the championship. At the mid-season point, I think he'd snap your arm off for it.
Tom, you're fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on. I do have one problem, though, with when I'm watching you, not listening to you, when I'm watching you. I just think you need more paraphernalia around you. It looks like you've got a box over your head. It's like a low ceiling. There's no memorabilia around you whatsoever.
Listen,
do you know, right, doesn't it look like he's in a box? Look
Until you said that,
right?
I didn't notice it. But now he looks like he's a really big human.
I've got to show
Look how
off
small
the
it
plaque, right? I've got to show off the YouTube
We
plaque.
can't
That's the most
see that.
important
That just
thing.
looks like a mirror on the wall. That looks like nothing.
But also, like in the YouTube world, I've got to have graphics, I've got to have letters and numbers and things going on around me. So this is all part of the plan, Goldstein.
If you are in trouble, blink twice.
Yeah.
I do have a 10-week-old, so he's keeping me very busy.
Yeah, I get it, mate. I get it. Don't worry.
Just say Hamilton. That's the code word to get you out of that box. Thank you as always for coming. You're fantastic, Tom. Our show is better for you being on it.
Appreciate
Thanks
it,
so
boys.
much for your time, man.
Thanks for having me.
Podcast on F1 YouTube with over 300,000 subscribers. That's probably doubled now. Tom McCluskey. It did look like it's in a box. That ceiling's so low, isn't it?
Until you said it, I didn't actually notice it. Why do we have to state how many
I don't know.
subscribers?
I have no idea why that line's there.
Does that make him validates them more?
Yeah, I think he's good enough now just for us to say that was F1 YouTuber Tom McCluskey, right?
Yeah. Or F1 expert.
Yeah, so we don't do that. Anyway, you listen to Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, over 600. Still to come on the Breakfast Show.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more with a Travis Perkins trade account and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
I'm really looking forward to this. In half an hour, talkSPORT's brilliant Spencer Oliver joins us to give us his verdict on whether AJ is actually ready for Tyson Fury. And we'll hear from Tony Bellew, who went viral over the weekend in a DAZN interview with Eddie Hearn. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins. It's 6:46, everyone.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more at any Travis Perkins Hire or Benchmarks branch as a trade account holder and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
And Chelsea can't win a league.
If Arsenal don't win it, I think Chelsea, with Xabi Alonso,
No.
Chelsea need to be one of the teams dreaming. One of the teams. Look, a front line of Pedro, Esteval, Palmer, Rodgers is capable of scoring enough goals to win the league. If we now bring in Lacroix, bring in John Stones, sign a new goalkeeper, all of a sudden you're looking at a team with one game to play a week. You're looking at a team that could potentially win a league title.
Mate, you're talking guff.
No, that's not. That's
You're not
very
winning
rational chap.
Rory, you're not winning the league.
We are unlikely to win it, but we are one of the 5 teams that can legitimately be considered capable of winning it.
No, you're not.
We are 100%.
No, you're not.
No, you're just a biased Tottenham fan.
No, you are not in the conversation to win the league.
We are.
You are. Let's get Champions League. That's your aim.
That's the primary aim because Arsenal are going to win the league. What I'm saying is, if Arsenal don't win the league,
right? You've got Liverpool, Man City.
So just forget Arsenal. Arsenal, it all goes wrong. They shoot themselves in the foot. It goes as wrong as it went for Liverpool. Look, that won't happen. I think Arsenal will win the league. Let's just pretend they don't. Arsenal are not champions. Who are? The answer to that question is Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City.
No, it's not Man United.
Liverpool.
big year heart coming up in a minute. It's 6:50. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. Yeah, it's me, Andy Goldstein. It's Troy Deeney. What do we know this Monday morning, Troy? Good question. We know Luke Littler defended his World Match Play title in sensational style with Smash Phil Taylor's tournament and final average records in the process. Littler finished the week with an average, get this, of 111.04. That's insane. Beat Taylor's record of 106.31, set 16 years ago. PSG won £145 million for 23-year-old Bradley Barcola, Arsenal and Liverpool interested. And Yan Diomande looks set to join Real Madrid for a fee of over €100 million. German football expert Rafi Honigstein has questioned whether this is the right move for either party.
It's a slightly unusual, I would say, signing for Real Madrid to go in so heavy in terms of outlay for a player who's only really got 1 year at this level. And if I'm not mistaken, has not played a single Champions League game. So that is, I don't know if I was advising the player, unfortunately I'm not, if that is the sort of the natural move for him. I think he would be better off either staying, but of course it's easy said than done when there's so much money at stake and it's Real Madrid calling and you can't really say no to them, or maybe a slightly more sideways move or sort of more gradual progression rather than go to a place where anything but total perfection for every single minute in every single game will be seen as acceptable by the fans and the media. I think it's going to be tricky for him, but there's no doubt he's got the talent to deliver.
We saw his talent at the World Cup. £100 million or euros, whatever it is, seems to just be the asking price now, doesn't it? Is that too much or not for him?
No, I think, again, it's a massive ceiling for him. He's 19, right? So he's got loads of growing to do. I think, completely disagree with the expert that we have on there.
Rafi.
Sure. Because when you think about it, like 19 years of age, I don't think going to Real Madrid is a great move for him anyway, but not for the reasons that he does. Real Madrid's all over the place. It's a basket case in terms of just brought Jose back now because last year no one could handle the players. There's a reported Jude and Mbappe don't get along. Vinicius Jr. wants a new deal. Now let's stick a 19-year-old in and go, go on, go succeed in that in a team that hasn't won in the last couple of years. So I disagree for that part, but it's Real Madrid. Where's he going to go as a side move? Oh, he hasn't played any Champions League, so would he not move to a Champions League club to get Champions League?
That's the next move.
Yeah, and that's so I just thought it was a little bit
strange.
A little bit strange.
Okay.
19 to go to Real Madrid is huge.
Talking to superstars, we were talking about Vinny Jr. and the possibility of him going to Arsenal. And if you're not an Arsenal fan, would you want to see Vinicius Jr. in the Premier League if he's not at your club? David's a Man United fan. He's first up today. David, good morning to you.
Dave.
How you doing?
Morning, gents. How we doing?
Yeah, we're good, man. How are you today? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just sat in traffic. I'm a United fan, and I don't want him at United. But I would love to see him come to the Premier League to watch him fail.
Oh, to watch him ruin Arsenal.
Not just ruin Arsenal. I think any club he went to in the Premier League, I think he'd fail. I don't think he'd be able to hack it.
Why?
I think he's a massive diva. He spent 9 years at Real Madrid. He's had 20 good games, 30 good games. Now, don't get me wrong. In them 30 good games, he's a world beater in them games. Does magical things, but 30 games or so. I just don't see. I don't see why they're not going all out for Rashford. Low wage, low transfer fee, Premiership proven. What can Vinicius do what Rashford can't?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. You want him there to fail. Talking to massive divas. It's time to welcome Sam Ellard back into the studio.
See, when you're ad-libbing, that's when you're at your absolute best.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That wasn't. I mean, there's no way Sim's going to come up.
I'm going to read this from the paper and try and ad-lib as I'm reading from the paper.
Sound like you're not reading it.
Okay, here we go, Andy and Troy.
Hold on.
Yeah?
You're really good at what you do.
Thank you.
Really good at what you do. Yeah. You don't need the paper.
No.
You know the story.
Yeah.
Give me the paper.
No. So
no. Troy, give me the paper.
No. It's okay. No, just in case I have to reference it. Okay. I don't want to get it wrong.
I know you're that good.
I don't think I'm that good, right?
I think you are that good.
Honestly, no. This is quite a good story.
First time ever, I agree.
Yeah.
You're not there.
You don't need it. No, we're not going to.
Cristiano Ronaldo is to produce and star in a major drama series about British football. How about that, boys? Filming has already begun on the show called Day One. So Ronaldo's going to produce it, executive direct it. Thierry Henry is going to be one of the actors that's going to be in it. It's going to tell the fictional tale of a top football agent called Stanley Dalton, played by Damian Lewis. The show's going to be made by Ronaldo's new company with top director Matthew Vaughn.
Sorry, hold on. It's going to be about what? Damian Lewis is playing what?
He is playing the fictional tale of a top football agent called Stanley Dalton.
Right.
But here we go. So Cristiano Ronaldo, he's got this new production company. And Troy, the paper today says that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to produce and star. Now, I don't want to be cynical. I can imagine him starring. I can imagine him in it. But like, how much production work is Ronaldo actually going to do behind the scenes, boys?
None. That's why he's got a company and he'll have some employees. So he's going to be in it as well, right? Because I read this story. So he's going to play himself.
Yeah.
Right. Thierry's going to be there. Neither known for how great their acting is.
No.
Well, you don't know. Do we know that?
Yes, because they're not actors.
No, but it doesn't mean they can't be good, though,
Unless
right?
the line is va-va-voom.
Yeah. I reckon Ronaldo won't be good. I reckon... Do it again, Thierry.
Thierry, come on, va-va-voom. No, that's not the actual word.
I reckon Thierry Henry's the kind of guy that will just be good at absolutely anything you throw at him. Like, I reckon Henry's decent. I reckon Ronaldo will be an absolute nightmare.
Okay. But then who's going to tell him no? Because
that's right.
Well, yeah.
He's the boss.
He's doing it himself, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. It's nice to have a football show, I suppose. That's great, but
why is he doing that?
Yeah, why
does he need more money, the fella?
No, I mean, the rich want to get richer, right?
Yeah, but there's limits.
Yeah, no, how rich can you get? Oh, Troy, post-football, obviously you're working in punditry now, you've done some coaching. If you were to move away from football, sort of post-playing days, post-managerial days, what would you want to do and why?
Nothing, because I don't like people.
Okay, good stuff. Andy, my question to you. If somebody here was to put together a sort of a fictional tale all about talkSPORT, and you had to pick one talkSPORT presenter to kind of lead it, direct it, and act out the main role, and you can't say yourself, who are you going for and why?
Cundy.
You're going Cundy?
I'd watch that.
I think we mayhem.
I'd watch that.
And it would just be people in cowboy boots and sliders.
I feel like The Office.
It'd be awful, but in a
I
great
reckon
way.
you could do an Office version.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Just follow Cundy as the
I'll tell you what we're going to do. When are you next in?
7:15.
Right. Bring a script with.
Yeah.
From a famous TV moment.
Yeah.
And you and Troy are going to act it out.
Me and Troy are going to act it out?
Yeah. I want to see what you're acting.
Am I involved?
Or why don't you and Troy act it out together?
No, because everyone knows I'm a great actor.
Oh, yeah.
But you two...
Yeah.
no, dude, it's common knowledge, Troy.
So a famous kind of movie? Or a famous TV series?
Yeah.
Why am I in this?
Because you're an ex-footballer. We need to see what ex-footballers are like.
And also, we're paying you to that's probably kind of...
I'll tell you what...
you're here as the co-host of the show.
Best part about everything you said.
I know what you're going to say.
We
are
paying you.
Yeah.
No, you're paid. I said you.
We are
I didn't
paying
say
you.
we.
You did say you.
Also,
said
I
we
feel
are
like
paying
you haven't shown the story, the story that I brought to the show, as much enthusiasm.
I've shown it all the enthusiasm.
I like the idea of Ronaldo being this producer, TV executive. You guys
have
don't
you seen
care.
the film Heat with De Niro and Pacino?
No.
What? You've not seen that?
No.
Why not? What's the matter with you?
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
So strange you are.
Not strange.
Can you
haven't seen the movie.
Go out and speak to the gaggle of people in the office.
He also enjoys cricket.
You're so... No wonder you're single.
Cricket's good.
I'd prefer to watch a Commonwealth than cricket.
Oh, get out.
Although we've got the world paint drying champion. Go and find the scene from Heat between De Niro and Pacino, and you're going to act it out.
Okay, can I also say when Andy's on drive...
You don't even listen to me, are you?
Yeah, no, well, I am. When Andy's on drive and he throws to me to the cricket, I've always noticed he always goes, and quickly, let's go back to the cricket. And I'm like, what, do you want me just to not do it? Do we just not to turn up?
What he doesn't see is when my producer, who I love dearly, Joe, goes, go back to Sam for the cricket. He sees me mouth, why? Why? You have to. Sam, I'll see you in 15 minutes for the acting lesson.
Yeah. Also, I do want to do Luke Littler. Good conversation about Luke Littler at 7:15.
I'll decide what we do.
Yeah.
You've had your hour. Have you decided?
Sim will.
Sim's just here for the ride, right?
All you got to say is we pay.
We pay you
Yeah.
to act.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. It comes out my bank balance, your salary this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right? So in 15 minutes, you and Troy will be acting.
All right.
All right?
Thanks for the coffee, Troy.
No problem. The cost of coffee. Good answer. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, the actor that is Troy Deeney. Next up, the wonderful Spencer Oliver joins us, fresh from Saudi Arabia. It's 6:59. It's The Breakfast Show. Morning, everyone.
think that was the key with Mateus Fernandes as well. They walked away from that deal, obviously went to Tottenham for 85 million, A, because they thought the price was a bit excessive, but B, they never really got the impression the player was fully invested in the project. And I think they only want people who want to play for Manchester United. You look at Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo last summer, they had offers from elsewhere, could have been playing Champions League football. They both made it abundantly clear from the start they wanted this move to Old Trafford, and that's the type of character you want in the dressing room.
Absolutely. Here's a dilemma for you. Would you sell? Bear in mind, they need some money. They need money.
If you're going to say Bruno Fernandes, the
answer
answer is no chance.
Would you sell him, Bruno Fernandes, at
no chance.
32?
No.
Would you not cash in 100 million?
21 assists last season. Wears the captain's armband. Been the best player by a country mile since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club. Absolutely brainless to
listen
even
to this one
contemplate
now. This assist business, I don't get it.
No?
No, I don't get it. Because I asked Jamie O'Hara the other night, how many assists did you get in your career? You went, I don't know. I said, yeah, because no one ever told you, and we never counted them. So I said, the assists depend on who you're playing with. So, for example, if Harry Maguire robs the ball off
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Welcome back, everyone. 4 minutes past 7. You are waking up to me, Andy Goldstein and Troy Deeney. It's the Breakfast Show on talkSPORT. We're here with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Are you all right? An hour done? Good hour, by the way.
Great.
Good hour. I'm giving a round of applause for the small amount of people working on today's show. I don't know what's happened.
A gaggle of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good. We are sponsored by Costa.
Costa Coffee.
Yeah.
By the way, what you're going to go through now, I've said a million times, why haven't we got a black card from Costa Coffee? It's very bizarre. I don't know the reason to that.
Well, anyone from Costa that's listening...
I've done that again, mate.
I would love hot chocolate with oat milk. ASAP Pro.
Wouldn't that be nice to have
Get that
Costa
in there.
cups on our desk?
I mean,
so when they go to the wide shot,
do they just pay money? That's all it is. It's just all about a money transaction, not about making people feel good.
Wait, I'd hate to have to go to another brand of coffee, not the one that currently exists, because Costa is the only drink.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to threaten anyone.
Don't worry, we've got another hour, and then our runner will start. So just remember that.
Have we got a runner, have we?
Yeah, 8 o'clock they'll start.
Oh, okay.
But maybe about 10 past. They've got to settle in when they get here.
By the way, have you noticed that with the kids now?
Yeah.
Back in my day, I'd get a quarter of an hour early. I'd come in the morning. Now they're just bowling with their lunch. I'm going to have me lunch now before I start work.
Yep.
Very bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kids today don't know they're born. Right, let's move on with the show. We've got lots to talk about. Football, of course, the majority of today's show, but we're going to turn our attention to a bit of boxing. And despite suffering 2 knockdowns, Anthony Joshua recovered to dramatically stop Christian Prenga in the second round of his comeback fight in Jeddah. Here's how it sounded live on talkSPORT.
There is nowhere left to hide. One man is looking to reinforce his place amongst heavyweight boxing elite. The other is chasing the defining victory of his career.
Let's talk sport, baby. Let's talk sport.
Oh, my word. Joshua's gone down. First punch of the fight. The Prenga's landed, and Joshua's gone down, and he's taking account. What on earth was that?
And the legs just seem to go a little bit there again from Anthony Joshua.
Another right hand, and he's going to go again here, Joshua.
Listen, he must be a devastating puncher because he's just tapped the jaw a couple of times, and AJ's feeling that. There you go, big right hand, and Prenga's in trouble.
And he's gone down. Right hand puts Prenga down, and Joshua smiles as much as to say it was always going to happen, and it's all over in the second round.
I can't be stopped. I'm not going to be stopped. I'm not going to be denied. Yo, yeah, that.
Very interesting night of boxing. Despite being knocked down in the opening 20 seconds of the bout, AJ fought back to knock out the Albanian heavyweight just 6 months after that shocking car crash. Victory for the British heavyweight now sets up that mouth-watering clash with Tyson Fury, scheduled for later on this year. Alexander Usyk was watching ringside in Jeddah and had a surprising take on AJ's future after that crazy win.
Anthony Joshua is next undisputed champion. Anthony Joshua is next undisputed champion. Tell me, what was you thinking when he went down in the first round?
First round, it's test, but AJ back. Yeah, it's boxing, you know. It's boxing, back uppercut, good as a knockdown. Yeah, AJ back and win.
AJ back and real. What did you make of it? We spoke ever so briefly when we came on it at 6, but obviously people turning on talkSPORT over the next however many hours. This might be the first time they're hearing your comments on it. So
yeah, I looked at it from twofold. First one is obviously as someone who would like to class him as a friend and be like, wow, we've got the job done. And then obviously you start to listen and hear what other people have got to say. And I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy watching him fight. But afterwards, as I said to you earlier, and I'll keep going back to this point, when he had an interview a day afterwards, all of the noise of the interview didn't matter. There was one question when he asked him about his 2 friends who passed away, and you saw that moment of choked up, that vulnerability, that real Josh version of him, or Femi to people that know him enough. I was like, okay, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters, because he's still going through that emotional battle, and that will continue not only today. Again, we both spoke about, we both lost our fathers, right? Day 1, really painful. Day 10, really painful. Year 10, really painful. You just learn how to deal with it, and
That's
I think it never leaves you. And I feel like he's in that situation. He's just got into camp, got stuff done, ultimately got the win. Now over the next few days, it will be like, now what does he has to start realizing what a life looks like outside of boxing. And I just thought that was more important than anything with the boxing, because if he goes through there, it's Prenga on the chin, the first hit knocks him out. This guy was no good, tomato can or whatever they want to call him, and they're going to downplay the victory. He obviously gets knocked down twice, knocks him out spectacularly, downplay the victory. So he was in a no-win situation from what he can do boxing-wise anyway.
Let me ask you, you've been in that sporting arena at the highest level, I haven't.
Yeah.
If you've got stuff going on in your private life, when you cross that white line from your perspective onto a football pitch, does all that go away? Do you forget it for those 90 minutes?
Sometimes, yeah. But it depends. It's, again, in this situation, nobody, and I mean nobody can say why or how someone should feel in this situation. You know, you have to see things up close and personal. And I remember, you know, when I was at Warsaw, this is a long time ago, we lost one of our teammates, died on the pitch, had cardiac arrest on the pitch in a training session. And everyone for a good while was just like, you try and carry on, but he passed away on that pitch that we were training on. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it just throws you all over the place. And I remember being like 19, 20 at the time, just randomly driving with my mum to the shops and just burst out crying. Just like, what happened? But this was like 6 months after the fact. It just kind of hit me that had happened to one of our teammates. So, yeah, there's always moments that it creeps up on you. Again, I don't know if you're okay talking about it, but my dad passed away when I was 22. I still have random moments when I go to pick the phone up and give him a call. So, you know, how people expect an athlete or an actor or whatever to just be like, yeah, you should be all right. We all have human emotions.
Yes, we do. 100%. But there are people. So, for argument's sake, that leads me nicely on to the next question I was going to ask, because Simon Jordan, we know Simon Jordan, of course, he's fantastic on talkSPORT. We know him very well. We love Simon. He tweeted straight after the fight, "I'm not having that." And then hashtag Anthony Joshua fight. Dropped twice, sets the tempo. How's that? Prenger totally different in the second round. Something not quite right. All designed to rinse maximum amount of money.
But that's what Sai does. And do you know what? If we're going to be 100% honest, I understand that point of view. And I think, again, we know Sai will have his view and his take, and I'm not here to defend Simon. He's a big boy, he can do that himself. I remember me and Sai were messaging after the fight, and I was like, I wasn't impressed. Purely from a fighting point of view. But push the stuff that's happened over the last 6-7 months to one side. Look at it purely from a fighting point of view. It wasn't nice to watch. It wasn't good to watch. And again, if you're going, all right, you've put him down twice. If you watch boxing as much as Simon does and myself, you know normally the person jumps on you and goes, right, this is my chance to get rid. Throws a load of punches.
After he's caught you.
After you've been put down, they dive and jump on. Especially the next round, it's like, right, let's not let him get back into the fight. And Prenger did the complete opposite. Now, again, I went down a rabbit hole of listening to everyone from Spencer to Tony Bellew to Buncey. You name it, I've watched every interview over the last day or so. And everyone was like, there's another counter argument to that is, there was a punch right at the end of the round where AJ's clipped him. Potentially he's after the ball as well. It's like a split second after. And they're talking about, did he feel that power? Was he struggling? So
Okay.
Prenger, that's the first time
I've not heard that before.
So Prenger literally had the first time ever he's been hit on the chin by somebody that hits that hard. And was he struggling for a minute, which meant he ultimately backed off, which allowed Joshua to get in.
Yeah. It was a strange comment by Simon. Yeah. Listen, I know he knows his boxing inside out, but to question the sort of authenticity of it did surprise me.
Yeah, but again, the problem when you're tweeting is the second you do that, you're just tweeting what you're thinking, right? And Side normally is a more reserved person, but I'm sure when he's back in, he's probably on holiday now, right?
I think he's on holiday for the next 3 years. After that,
I'm sure they'll talk about it on the talkSPORT boxing.
I think Adam Catchell, ironically and perfectly timed, is covering that show this morning. Is that right, Sim? Adam Catchell from 10.
Oh yeah.
So that'd be.
He's already back.
He's already back. Yeah.
That private jet's doing well, big fella.
Yeah.
Love it.
I noticed that he'll be ready for that. But yet Spencer isn't ready for our chat. We're going to hear from Spencer with us a bit later.
Wait, Spencer's not up.
I don't quite
and
know.
And you spent all Friday saying, look how great he looks. His shoulder's been training.
Do you know what I've been told?
Go on.
Whether or not you believe that, I'm going to tell you and our audience. A problem with the connection.
Which means he just woke up.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means he just woke up.
Yeah, let's be real. It's him. What did he say? Say in my ear. What happened? Don't give me the old problem with the connection. Broadband failed.
Everyone's broadband struggling.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
How weird's that on a Monday? Everyone's.
But from 8 o'clock, it'll all be fine.
8 o'clock,
it'll all be fine.
Because they get fixed in 45 minutes. It's never 3 weeks. It's 45 minutes. You speak to the engineer. Yeah, it'll be done by 8.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. We'll call Spencer on that, shall we? We want to hear from you this morning. 0371 722 3334. And also your views on the fight. And it's interesting what you say. If anyone else saw that little clip at the end of the first round from AJ. I'd love to get your views on that. 03717 223344. Loads more reaction coming up, including Spencer Oliver with his Wi-Fi working at 8 a.m. Top trainer Dave Colwell will be on at 9 with good friends of Dave. And around about 9:30, Matchroom found out if his Wi-Fi is working. The ledge that is Barry Hearn will be on the show.
All after 8, it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, everything after 8. Yeah, by the way, if your Wi-Fi is down, let us know. I know you won't be able to. Coming up, we'll talk Luke Littler and a bit of arrows. It's 7:15. It's The Breakfast Show.
Jack Grealish.
Yep.
Also going to be back at Man City.
Yep.
Next season.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with Jack if he's given a chance by Maresca, because he would have been part of that Man City squad that Maresca was at. Or will the manager think, no? And will Jack think, you know what, maybe I want to move on? I think it's still early doors. I think we have to see what happens over the next 6 weeks. Still 6 weeks left of the transfer window. Start of September, it closes. I don't see him staying there. I see him moving on. It wouldn't surprise me if he moves somewhere else in Europe. I don't see him staying in the Premier League. So I think he's still got 1 year left, I think, of his contract. So the wages as well, will that be a problem for some of the clubs, maybe in the Premier League? But don't rule out maybe back to Everton. David Moyes loved him.
Yeah, he did well there.
Yeah, he done very well there.
Did well there. Okay, interesting. And then, of course, Rodri, reportedly waiting for Real Madrid president Florentino Perez to sanction his return to Spain. And then there's growing support for the move in the capital after he skippered them to the World Cup. Of course, as well, he's linked to Real Madrid. Do you see that one getting done?
It depends, because I did see that from Perez saying that it's not something that they want to do. And I don't think Manchester City are going to let him go on the cheap. I think before the World Cup, they maybe would have negotiated a deal, but his performances in You're listening to The Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and Troy Deeney. Lots of stories, as you would imagine, in the press over the last 24, 48 hours. The big story coming from Japan is Kazuyoshi Miura. I think I pronounced that perfectly, by the way. The world's oldest professional footballer scored his first goal in nearly 4 years at the age of 59. 59. I also read, I don't know how true this is, I also read that Ronaldinho has just signed a new deal with a... Can you Google that, Sim? Ronaldinho, I think, signed a new deal with like a third division Italian club or something. 59. Kazuyoshi Miura has scored a goal. 15. What do you make about that? 59 years old. How poor has that level got to be for him to score at 59?
No, because I think we do that a lot. We go from the negative. How impressive that he's still fit and available at 59.
You know, you're right. You're right. We should.
You know
do
what?
that.
It's
You're
a
right.
lovely day.
It is a lovely day. You're so right.
It's a lovely day.
Everything should be the positive.
Exactly. Something negative on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
It's the best day of the week, you know. Monday.
Apparently, the 61-year-old that was marketing was shocking.
No,
here we go. Ronaldinho is currently associated with Italian Serie C team Ravenina FC, signed in June this year at the age of 46. So he's still playing.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
I'm not in the best nick. And I back myself to be better nick than him.
What about? Okay, let's get on to our next guest.
Sam's laughing.
Let's speak to Sam, but I've got to badge it up. It's time now for our next coffee break with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
Treble 17 was the target, only hit single. 14 leaves the ball to win back-to-back match plays. What a way to bring it up. Luke the Newton Hitler on a different planet to everybody else, and he's hit a match average of 111.53. Paul Nicholson, is that the record?
It is a record by 0.3. He is officially the person who has had the best final performance in the history of the World Match Play. He has dismantled the Iceman, and the records have tumbled.
That was nicely faded out. Good work. We got Sam Ellard with us in the studio. I know that wasn't you, Ed. That was
I edited that, by the way.
Sam, yeah. What's wrong with the slow fade? Vroom.
Was it a quick fade?
That sums up you.
Yeah.
Boom, move on.
Really? No, sorry, I did it. I should have. Yeah, I did.
What?
What
did you say?
Not the.
I didn't know what you said.
I thought you'd have made a joke like that. Yeah, no, I think he said something like a story of my life or something like that. Yeah,
But he wished it was.
Yeah. Andy,
Behave.
Did I dream, by the way, one day that you? I remember watching this in COVID.
Where's this going?
And you were like presenting darts on TV, like the Premier League for Sky.
I've done it a few times. Yeah,
you have done it before.
Yeah, not. It wasn't COVID times.
Oh, I thought
it was COVID times.
Yeah,
you're right.
They only would have gone to you in COVID, wouldn't they? They wouldn't.
Desperate.
Yeah,
I did it from a shoebox.
Yeah.
No, I did.
No, you were there, weren't you?
I did a few Premier Leagues back in the day when it started.
Okay, cool.
And then in COVID, I did a couple. Yeah, you're right.
Good memory, right? I love my darts.
Is that your link?
No. I just wanted to ask you. I was just interested. So
you have limited time.
Yeah.
You waste a good 3 minutes.
Do you mean on the planet?
Yeah. No, as an employee of this
right.
company.
Okay. Yeah.
And you waste 3 minutes talking about things that don't matter.
I think that matters. I think Andy presenting darts on TV is relevant to us talking about Luke Littler.
You could get into that story without that story.
Here we go. Like Cristiano Ronaldo being a producer, now Troy Deeney's being a producer as well. He's telling me.
I'm glad you paid my wage.
Yeah.
I've been out and put my invoices.
Yeah.
You will never live that down.
Never.
We pay you, Troy. I'm sitting there going, good luck. You're over that one.
Luke Littler won the World Match Play last night. You heard it there on talkSPORT 2, and he did it by breaking a silly amount of records. He finished the week with a tournament average of just over 111, breaking that record. He averaged 111.5 in the final, another record broken. He won 12 legs in 12 or less darts last night. So assuming, let's say, half of those was him throwing first. Basically, the only way his opponent could win is by throwing a 9 darts. So the levels of dominance, the levels of consistency is absolutely freakish. There are 10 majors in darts, so a bit more than kind of a tennis or golf, let's say. He currently holds 8 out of the 10 majors, and he has won 9 of the 10 majors. Only one major is left to win. He's also won the World Cup of Darts as well. The European Championships he hasn't won yet.
Okay.
But I reckon he might be winning that in a couple of months'
When is
time. That is sort of late out of the summer.
He could be lying.
Around September time. No, around September time ballpark. It feels like he's been around for a long time now, but he's still only 19 years of age. I mean, have we seen anything like this before? Dominance, but in particular dominance of one sport from someone so young?
Good setup question. That's really good. Only 6 minutes. I've said before that I think Luke Littler is the greatest teenager in sport ever.
Ooh.
And I've had this with Benty, and Benty's put Pele on the table, and I've gone, well, Pele was a team player, so about the other 10, he might not have won the World Cup in '58.
Do you know what I would put him in the same category?
No, I'm deadly serious.
No.
Sorry to cut across you, Troy.
Please.
I'll tell you why I said it. Because he's doing...
Andy Goldstein breakfast show.
Wait, we pay your wages. Don't forget it. All right.
Let me talk.
You and Costa Express.
because if you do it on your own, like golf, like tennis, like snooker, whatever, it's only down to you. You've got to cope with every single aspect of pressure, everything. Practice is all down to you, and no one else has dominated like he has as a teenager in any sport ever, and that's why I think he's the greatest teenager of all time.
Well, I was going to say the two that I think give him credit, but also put him in this level of superstar is Tiger Woods. I think he's in the same bracket as that in terms of changing the way that Tiger Woods changed the way golf played and was dominant as a teenager and a younger person. And then Serena Williams.
Yeah, but I don't. Are you 100% right? But not as dominant. He's won 8 of 9.
Yeah, he's won 14 majors in total as well.
I know, I agree, but I'm saying that's the bracket where I put him in that. Like, you're changing the way that sport is viewed.
Yeah.
You're so dominant. And I was saying to Sam when we were talking about it in the break, I remember seeing Phil Taylor play and thinking, wow, you're really good. I don't think anyone can beat you. Watched it yesterday, and I felt like Gerwyn Price was like laughing, like, this is a joke.
Yeah.
Was it 167 checkout?
Yeah.
And
All you can do is laugh, really.
He's like, what are you supposed to do at that point?
And Gerwyn
That was
Price,
the ball finish, right?
Yeah,
That one.
Yeah.
And Gerwyn
Did that
Price,
twice, no?
Gerwyn Price is one of the best players in the world. And you almost went into that game. And no disrespect to Gerwyn Price, but it felt like he had no chance of getting anywhere near him. A conversation that was kind of being had on social media last night, and I think both is true. You can't wait till I leave to eat some grapes. I mean, you've literally got 30 seconds,
Honestly,
and then you're going to eat.
I've been eating grapes the whole way through because you're boring me.
I'm glad you picked up on that because I saw him put something and my brain went, well, he wouldn't be eating on air. There's something there.
I've been doing it the whole day.
Yeah, it's just.
And at least it's only grapes today.
It's a burger on Friday.
Andy, I'll just talk to you, Andy. But I think both can be true here. But a conversation we had on social media last night, give it a rest, is this good for the sport or not? Because look, Luke Littler's done great things for the sport with the eyes he's put on the sport. And the story of Luke Littler's great. And watching him last night is great. But then some say, well, that can be true. It's also a bit of a shame going into every single tournament where you just know who's going to win.
I love dominance.
You think it's good? Interesting.
100%.
Why do you think it's good?
Because I just think that every sport needs a genius to elevate it to another level. Look what Luke has done for kids playing darts.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think if you've got a genius, it does one or two things. You're always seeing records broken, like yesterday. And also the story that if he gets beat is so huge.
Sure.
That elevates the sport as well. I'd rather have a genius in a sport like darts than every single week or every single tournament you're getting a different winner.
That's really interesting. Because,
that's just my view. I'm guessing.
I think I've loved watching Luke do what he's done up until this point. I just worry as a darts fan, because he's so young, we could have so many more years of Luke Littler. Is he just going to win every single major tournament until he decides to retire? Because he is so good, isn't he?
But that's on everybody else to raise their level.
Is that bad for the sport? Or as Andy says, is that good for the sport?
It's great for the sport because he's raising the level, right?
Sure.
So everyone has to get to that point. But I love the fact that you are a darts fan and a cricket fan. And you're trying to come at me for eating grapes.
Sorry, what's wrong with being a cricket fan?
I get the cricket thing. What's wrong with darts, though?
Yeah.
Darts is great.
It's talking to the former Premier League darts presenter, Andy Goldstein.
Well, not if I haven't retired from that.
Well, haven't seen you. Payton's good, though, isn't she?
Emma Payton, yes. Yeah, I think darts. I was like, I've not seen. No, she's great.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
So what do you like about her presenting?
Her knowledge. You know what? She's not winging it. She knows everything about darts. She's elegant. She's to the point, and she makes me feel
everything that you're not. But anyway, carry on.
Honestly,
I'm loving this little
one grape comment, and then
Then we're on a great comment. I'm led to believe that the script for you to interact out
has the moment gone.
No.
I've got it. Yeah.
Have you got any underlay? You got nothing. Okay. Are you back in?
No,
again?
I'm done, mate.
Well, that's it. Your handshake. You've offered the hand of. Are you in tomorrow?
I'm in tomorrow. Yeah.
Should we do it
with Andy Townsend
tomorrow? Oh, I see. It's Andy Townsend.
Yeah.
I bet you don't give him as much jib as you give Troy, do you?
Also, you're getting on me for having a couple of grapes, right?
Yeah.
It's 7:00.
Yeah.
Have you saw this guy? He's like a pirate.
And he cuts up like his apple.
He's got a little knife that he brings in, cuts his apple, and then eats it. And then eats it.
Known for cutting up apples.
And then eats it off the knife as well.
Yeah, I know. It is a unique way.
Do you ever watch Captain Pugwash? He's constantly eating fruit all the time.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, known for being a fruity.
Jim lad, give us that banana or that apple. Some grapes. No, they've all gone. I'm afraid Troy's had them all. Thanks for coming in.
I enjoyed that this morning. Really good fun.
That's it? You done? What are you doing now for the rest of the
I'm going to go home. I'm going to have a good sleep when I get home. And then I'm going to go to the gym this afternoon.
You know yeah. Well,
No,
they've
I
got the cricket on.
Yeah. No, I watched the 100 this evening.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go gym. I'm going to go on the treadmill.
What's going on with your love life, man? Where were you?
So I'm out of the game.
You weren't in the game?
No, I was. I was in it, but not very well. But
Yeah.
now I'm completely out of it. I'm taking time away.
No, you can't do that. Look at Troy.
Why?
Huh?
Why? What happened?
You know, just a nightmare. I'm bored of it, mate.
That's like
Boring.
someone saying to me, Troy, why aren't you a billionaire? And I go, I'm going to take time away for money. Just for a bit. I don't want it yet.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
£1 billion.
That £1 billion,
Brilliant.
not interested, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Okay. Have you what? Go on.
We really have to break it.
No, we do, but this is even better.
7:30.
So here's the
Charge
question. Here's the
at 5.
question, right?
Yeah.
So do you play like what's it called, Tinder and that?
Sure.
Is that what you've been doing?
Yeah, sure,
That's your problem. You
Why
got
is
to get
that-
outside and meet people.
Yeah, that's something I don't do, and that's
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah, you need to speak to humans.
Yeah.
No, I find that tricky.
Because they all lie. Like you're six. You're gonna,
Hey, how generic is that?
like anyone on them sites, right?
Oh.
Because he would say on his profile,
Radio.
6'2", in Great Nick.
Hates cricket.
I say, presenter of Drive Time on talkSPORT. I say, yeah, no one knows.
Should be actually. I'm away this week. Why are you not in there?
If you put in a message to like the hierarchy and recommended me, do you think your opinion would go far or not?
No.
You don't.
About as much
No, I've got
as
no.
a balloon.
I've got no power here.
Yeah.
Ask Troy. You pay his wages. Thanks, Sam. Have a lovely day. Enjoy that sleep. That was all thanks to Costa Express. Coming up, our Newcastle truly in the mud with Arsenal going nowhere in their pursuit of captain Bruno Guimaraes.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Get a regular Costa Express iced coffee as part of your Tesco meal deal at participating Tesco stores. Terms and conditions apply.
If it is true, that is the one for Tottenham, the one that got away. If you think about what Abramovich did to Chelsea, did to Premier League football, did to world football, he was a benefactor.
He turned you into a big
monster. Yeah,
He
turned us into a monster.
Yeah, he did, because you wasn't a big club before him. He was an average size.
I mean, we certainly, if you want to do this, which I don't suggest you should, but if you want to do this, in the 10 years prior to Abramovich, Chelsea won more than you've won in the Premier League era.
Up the Chelsea.
In the 10 years.
Honestly, you and Cundy.
In the 10 years, because you can't let it go. You say one thing and I just.
one thing. Like, I literally just said one thing and that was it. Like, bang, I got the fishing rod out.
Yeah. In the 10 years
Oh, we
prior
got
to
a big one.
Yeah, you have. In the 10 years prior to Abramovich taking over Chelsea, so just go the 10 years prior to that, Chelsea won more than Tottenham have in the entire Premier League era. So you want to, when you know that run.
Did you win the Cup Winners' Cup?
We won. We did win the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Good trophy.
We did win the Cup Winners' Cup. Yes, we did.
We won the Audi Cup.
We won the FA Cup. We won the League Cup. We won the Super Cup, beating Real Madrid in Monaco. Gus Poyet scoring.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the taxman at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something, because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Morning everyone, it's 7:36. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, Troy Deeney and Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Now, an unfortunate story from France over the weekend. A female referee found herself injured in the process of trying to calm down a scrap during a pre-season friendly. Emma Smith explains more.
This all happened at a pre-season friendly between French side Metz and Fortuna Sittard of the Netherlands. Tensions flared in the 40th minute when two players squared up after a shirt-pulling incident. Referee Mathilde Demonze ran in to try and pull the players apart, but was pushed heavily to the ground, resulting in her getting a concussion. The players carried on facing off, and coaches and assistant officials tried to calm tensions. European football expert Daniele Fisichella said the referee did what she was meant to do and can't believe the game carried on after the incident.
Surely somebody who just to make sure that the game goes ahead with the referee, that's from every level, from professional to grassroots, should never face the consequences of someone losing their temper, especially in a friendly match.
Metz went on to win the game 3-1. Metz went on to win the game 3-1.
More on that story on our website, talksport.com. What's your view? We saw it. If you're watching on YouTube, you would have seen a clip of that actually happen. What's your view on that, Troy?
Yeah, shocking, isn't it? I do think, for as much as I joke about referees, and I think if you remember on Thursday, I was having a joke, wasn't we, saying that they are like traffic wardens. And, you know, they have a joke about it, but I also said as well, the respect that you have to have. The game you can't have without referees, factually. And also the amount of abuse they get from every level, from top all the way down to grassroots, is bang out of order anyway, but it kind of becomes part of the job. You don't expect to get pushed. You don't get to concussed at a game because a couple of lads are arguing over whatever. But yeah, I hope she's okay. I hope the French Federation look after her and also look at that team and be like, someone needs to get in trouble for that. But it's tough.
I think lots will be made the fact that she's a female.
Yeah,
but when you're
when
you're choosing a ref, you don't discuss whether or not the ref's going to be male or female.
Yeah,
and I think it's irrelevant that she's female. We don't need to see that. That's awful. It could have been a man refereeing or a woman refereeing. That's the whole thing. Is just you can't have that. It's just
100%. And also, it's like, what's the? It's a pre-season friendly. Why is everyone trying to be tough in a pre-season friendly?
Yeah,
I've always found that a bit strange. Anyway, so me personally, when everyone comes around and does all the pushing thing, I think this is a way to solve it.
Yeah.
Just have 30-second little
sin bin.
No, just go and stand over the side.
Who? The ref?
The two that are pushing, give it loads. Just have a scrap.
What, like in ice hockey?
Yeah. Just 30 seconds. Just stand to the side.
Do you? Do you actually believe that?
I genuinely do. You know why? Because 95% of them ain't going to do nothing. And they'll just stop it. If you know, I'm going to go over here and go, I'm going to go over here and going to push
devil's advocate. I agree with everything you said, but let me play devil's advocate. What about if you've got one guy that's a bit of a lunatic, wants a scrap? let's just say it's you and me, right? And you like the scrap and I don't.
Yeah.
And then before that moment, you push me a couple of times and I stand up and the referee comes over and goes, right, you two over there, sort it out. I'll be like...
I mean, then if there's one just being like a bully, essentially, in that regard, and I just keep trying to antagonise, but it's on the ref to deal with me.
Okay, fine.
I'm on about what we see in football is now someone goes down, a player tells the other one to get up, someone from nowhere, they have this pushing match for like 2 minutes. It's like, then nothing happens. It's like, right, go over there, get chinned, and then nothing happens and everyone will stop. Remember when you got a slap as a kid?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I got smacked twice.
You know that's banned now, right, by the way?
Yeah, we'll bring it back is what I said.
No,
anyway,
don't go down that road, trust me.
Got smacked twice in my life.
Yeah.
Both times I was wrong, and I can remember pinpoint both times.
When you say smack, do you mean like
little
smack,
clip,
like by a parent?
Yeah. Well,
you don't mean like smack, like
no. I got smacked a lot more than that anyway.
Right.
But as a parent, just hey, don't do that. Put you back in line.
Okay. Can I just point out, just because people behind the glass will be a little bit nervous now, it's illegal to hit your kids, and you can't do that now. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
I live in America, so it's fine.
Okay, fine. But in England. I'm doing your job here, Sid. Doing your job, right?
No, I'm not advocating for people to be hit, but I'm just saying when you're in a situation where now it becomes this pushing match and it's putting other people in danger, like there needs to be something that's just done. And half of it is just, I won't say what I really want to say.
All right.
Let's go. Let's move on. I hope the young lady's okay.
I think you're alluding to the fact that if these people know that they will stand alongside each other and have to scrap it out, they'll think twice about doing it. I think that's the point you're making.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, mate.
It's my pleasure. Right, it's been a tough old transfer window for Newcastle. For Newcastle already having lost both Tonali and Gordon. Bruno, of course, could be off to Arsenal as well. Around about £70 million. Let's bring in two-time Ashes winner, big Newcastle fan for his view on it, Steve Harmison. Harmy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Andy. Morning, Troy.
Do you get a lot of scrapping in cricket, by the way? Do you get cricketers fighting?
No, not really. Well, I mean, I was a former fast bowler, so I mean that ball's very, very hard. And when you bowl at 90 mile an hour, very, very rarely you want to take you on a scrap because I mean it hurts when it hits you. So you can intimidate in different ways in cricket, and give it back. If one of your teammates is winding you up in the dressing room, you just think, right, next time I get you in the nets, I'm having you.
Oh wow!
And the same with the opposition. If somebody's getting a bit above their station in the opposition to one of your teammates. Or you can give them it back if you are 90 mile an hour plus. If you haven't got one of them on your side, I mean, they're pushing and shoving in handbags. I mean, it is a little bit in there, but it's only words sometimes.
Okay, that's probably easier. Right, let's talk about...
Army's a big boy as well, he'll take care.
You're doing a mess of Army, yeah. Let's talk about your beloved Newcastle. I mean, the window could be set to go from bad to worse for your side. Arsenal, of course, looking to bring in Bruno Guimaraes. Firstly, what's your view on losing him and losing him for around about £100 million? Let's say he goes for £100 million. Does that soften the blow?
I think it softens it if he goes for £100 million. I think the 31st of July is going to be a big date for Newcastle fans because that's when Bruno comes back and reports back from World Cup duty and reports back from training. I think you got a sense with the noise of Alexander Isak last year that when he comes back, you will get a better where he's going to be. Now, if he comes back with a noise like Alexander did last year, then you try and get as much money as you possibly can. You don't let the saga that went on from Eddie Howe's point of view right into the start of the season. So I think that's a big date for Newcastle. I think losing him, I think when you Andy, I've said a few times on talkSPORT, when it comes to what Bruno has meant to Newcastle fans over the last 4.5 years, he's lifted the first trophy in 70 years. He is the talisman. He is the leader. He is somebody who Newcastle fans have taken to their heart and they adore. I think he's quite priceless for the moments he gives to Newcastle, where he plays, how he plays the game, the big goals he scored towards the back end of that season. He's a big moment player. That, I think, is you can't put a price on that for what the Newcastle fans think of him. But everybody's got a price. If Bruno comes back on the 31st and says, I want to go to Arsenal, Newcastle have got 100 million for him. If they do, then I think it's a good deal for all parties. This narrative of Newcastle last year, when they've had time to bring players in, I would say they've done a decent job at bringing them in. They've doubled their money on Gordon, doubled their money on Isak, doubled their money on Tonali. If Bruno goes for more than 85 million, they've doubled their money on Guimaraes. all in a 4-year period. You've got the likes of Livramento, Chow, Botman, and Hall as a back four, and I think the oldest is 24 in that. And they're sought after players as well. So I think Newcastle have brought in Woltemade, Wissa, and Elanga were quite panic buys, I thought, the back end of last season because of the Alexander Isak stuff. I think this year they've done some shrewd business, brought some young players in. If Bruno goes, they've got to replace him. But I don't think it's all doom and gloom at Newcastle, even if they lose their captain.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, potentially, if they go for 100 million, that's 272 from 3 players. It's a lot of money recouped, obviously, with the PSR situation that they unfortunately find themselves in. We had a couple of callers on, Harmy, on Friday, I believe it was, Andy, and they were talking about relegation. We poo-pooed that straight away, like, what are you talking about? But they were really concerned that if they don't keep Bruno, that this team could fall into relegation. Surely that's not even a conversation, is it?
No, I don't think so. I've covered Newcastle for 4.5 years in the reporting job, sitting in that press box, and they are a team. They're a unit under Eddie Howe and the coaching staff. They're well drilled. I mean, playing Saturday to Saturday, Eddie Howe's teams have been very, very good over the course of the two years they've done that. You complicate it with Champions League and midweek games, cup matches, and going all the way to the Carabao Cup twice, semi-final for a third year. You put more matches into it, and I think that's where Newcastle's squad and depth of squad struggled. But I think Saturday to Saturday, like Manchester United did, 38 Premier League games and a few cup matches, I think Newcastle will be fine. They'll be at the top half of the table, if not fighting towards the sort of European spot. We've still got a long way to go. Troy, you mentioned there, 275 million. Newcastle have brought 4 exciting young players in, and I think if Bruno goes, I'd imagine there'll be 1 or 2 others that come in towards the end of the window, which possibly more established, to give Newcastle the little sort of icing on the cake that Eddie Howe needs to take forward, because he's proven in the past that if you give players to develop and young players coming through with hunger, drive, I think he is the right man for Newcastle to keep pushing Newcastle towards the European spots. We're never going to win the Premier League with PSR. We're never going to win the Champions League with PSR. But what we can do is keep getting better as a team. We might take a step back, but I think Newcastle under Eddie Howe will still go forward, even if they lose Bruno.
Harmy, I've got to let you go, but always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Good morning, boys.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. There you go. 2-time Ashes winner Steve Harmison on our breakfast show. Still to come on the breakfast show.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more in-store or online as a trade account holder, and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
Yeah, still to come on the show, we'll speak to Spencer Oliver. Apparently, if his Wi-Fi's working at 8, following wins for AJ and Tyson Fury over the weekend. He was promised by AJ on Saturday they'll be facing off later this year.
I spoke to Alexander Usyk. He told me you're going to knock Greedy Billy Tyson Fury out. Is that going to happen next, Josh? It's happening next! Let's go!
I think that's a big yes. More boxing throughout the morning. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Want to win a brand new Ford Ranger? Just spend £100 or more using your Travis Perkins trade account to enter into the draw. T's and C's apply.
Jurgen Klopp has today been appointed as the new national team manager. As a Liverpool fan, would you spend the money on Diamonde as a sort of up-and-coming prospect, or would you go for Barcola as the ready-made replacement for Mo Salah?
I'm not sure on Barcola. I'd probably Diamonde. I like him. But it's 110 million quid for potential. When you're paying 110 million quid for potential nowadays, I don't love that. And that's a problem. And that's where the market is, unfortunately. So it's a tough one. Liverpool have to replace Salah. They need wide players. Now they're talking about some player from Monaco who's probably would have been 5th choice at the start of the summer. So Liverpool fans would probably spontaneously combust if that's the only signing that came in those positions. I don't think they'll get to him on there. I think that's PSG all over. So then you're going to go for Barcola now, who Arsenal want as well. Yeah. And he's a very, very good player, but he's not in the PSG side, is he? 99% of the time, so he's in and out. I don't know. I'm torn. Is there any other options? I would say to the recruitment department of Liverpool.
Jurgen Klopp, by the way, just rounding off that conversation, one of his standout quotes today.
I love that.
I'm not doing this job for you. I'm for myself. I'm doing it for you, the German fans. I mean,
No,
he knows exactly what to say.
That wasn't the quote I saw. The one I like was, if you go after my family, I'm gone. If you think I'm rubbish, tell me to my face and I'll leave immediately.
Good morning, everyone. It's 7:51. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Troy Deeney. If you want to have your say on whether or not you want to see Vinicius Jr. in the Premier League, even with Arsenal. If you're not an Arsenal fan, let us know. 03717223344. Now, Troy's just said to me, when can we talk more athletics? And I went, well, we can do it now. We can do it now, Troy. Right, it was a dramatic day of action in Glasgow. Mark Swan clinched a historic gold in the powerlifting. Canada pulled off a massive shock by ending England's 16-year dominance in the men's team's gymnastics. Today, the action only ramps up as superstar names like Duncan Scott and Adam Peaty return to the pool with more medals on the line. So let's look ahead to today's action. It's a very good morning to TNT sports pundit and former Olympic silver medalist Michael Jameson joins us. Michael, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. Very well. How are you?
Yeah, loving it. Loving it. It's been a great first few days here. Good few results for the Scots in the pool last night. Whole venue was on its feet singing Flower of Scotland for Angharad Evans' gold medal in the women's 100 breast. So looking for more of the same over the next few days.
I bet you are. Let's stay with Duncan Scott. Obviously got the home crowd roaring with that record-breaking swim. How special was that performance to watch live in Glasgow?
Oh, it was brilliant. I think Duncan has been a bit of a captain of the Scottish team and being up first on day one. He alluded to it in his interviews. He was really keen not only to get the swim team off to a good start, but the Scottish team as a whole with that first gold medal. But the roof was lifted when the anthem came on. You could see how pumped he was at the end of the swim, up on the lane rope, beating the water. So delighted for him. Great swim, and he's back in this morning as well.
I want to get your views on Adam Peaty, of course, back under the lights tonight to defend his 50 metres breaststroke title. My knowledge of swimming athletics isn't obviously as great as yours. Is that the one he's most favourite to win? I know he's got a bronze already. Is that the one he's most favourite to win tonight?
I think prior to his breakthrough, the 50 was more of his favoured event. He's obviously dominated across the 50 and the 100, but he's in with a shout tonight in the final.
How difficult is it to get back into the pool after the disappointment of not winning gold?
Yeah, I mean, really tough. I think initially as well, it's important to note that Adam's dominated the sport for so long, so to still have the hunger and desire to compete after a difficult few years takes real bravery to come back in. He's racing against guys 12, 13 years as senior, so he's spoken pretty openly over the last few days about how that process is going, and I'm sure he'll be fighting fit and keen to prove a point tonight in the final of the 50.
Yeah, Michael, I just want to talk a little bit about Mark Swan with the powerlifting. 222 kg.
Jeez.
To win the event. That's frightening.
That's insane.
How good was he, please?
It was incredible. Again, I think the atmosphere in the venue was brilliant for that. But I mean, 3 times his body weight. It's unbelievable to lift that. So the weightlifting's on just in the venue over my shoulder there, the armadillo. The tension in there when the lifters have got 3 attempts to get that weight over their head or through the pressing movements, that creates some amount of tension. So the weightlifting's great to watch.
How long have Scotland had to get ready for this Commonwealth Games? Obviously, it was meant to be in Australia. What's the gap been between when it was announced it was going to Scotland and now?
So 18 months total.
Okay.
I think for a lot of the home nation teams, it's a huge part of the calendar.
Yeah.
You can see that again in the pool. The Aussies have turned up in ominous form, so it's been it's been a highlight of the calendar, as it always is. It's not often we get the chance to kind of wear your home nation flag, so there's a bit of extra bite and hunger for the medals.
What are the highlights today then, Michael? What should we be looking out for?
So this morning we've got Duncan Scott up again in the men's 200 fly. He goes head to head with Lewis Clareburt, who's the New Zealander who finished just behind him the other night in the men's 200 medley. So that'll be interesting to watch them go head to head again. Later this evening we've also got the women's 100 fly, where we've got 3 Scots in the final. So Kiana McInnes, Ciara Slauson heading for that national record. That'll be a bit of a scrap for the minor medals as well. So another great day ahead.
When you said 3 Scots in the final, your face lit up. I thought you were meant to be slightly unbiased with your commentary of what's going on. Is that not right?
No, listen, there's no hiding that here. I'm absolutely delighted. Yeah. Still got a lot of friends competing, so best of luck to the girls tonight. The atmosphere has been brilliant the last few days, and to see so many friends and former teammates getting onto the podium, I think we could even convert Troy to be a swim fan.
I was just about to say, in all seriousness, how much of a legacy does this leave when obviously it's in Scotland, but also they're doing well. The Scots are doing well. How much of a legacy does this leave for the next generation?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a huge opportunity. One of the elements of this Games I've really liked is after the victory ceremony for the athletes, the spectators are so close to the pool deck. So there's been an element within that victory lap where the medalists can kind of interact with friends, family. There's been so many kids lining up along the end there, looking for photos, videos, autographs, pictures with the medals. And we never know who's watching there. That could be the next Adam Ramsey-Peaty. It could be the next Duncan Scott. So I've really enjoyed that part of the Games this week.
That home advantage is absolutely huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Honestly, like when the Scottish athletes are coming out from the call room, behind the green screen, out behind the blocks, the roof's lifting, and I think a lot of the athletes have commented on it. It's not the biggest venue in the world, but again, because the spectators are so close to the deck, it creates a really intimate atmosphere, and it's super noisy. It's brilliant.
You've been fantastic, Michael. Thanks so much for coming on. The weather, if people are watching on YouTube, the weather behind you doesn't look too great. Do you know what the forecast is for the day? Is it going to brighten up?
The sun's splitting the trees behind me. What do you mean?
Is that good weather up north? Is it?
That's it. It's Scotland. That's shorts weather.
Is it? Shorts and no top. Michael, you've been a superstar as always. Thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the day.
Thanks, mate. Be safe.
Thank you. Cheers. Take care.
Thanks, man. He was great. We need TNT Sports pundit, former Olympic silver medalist Michael Jameson with us there. You can watch every event of the Glasgow. This is for you, Troy, of the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games exclusively live on TNT Sports and all HBO Max plans in the UK and Ireland. Updates throughout the morning. And, of course, the entire day on talkSPORT. Later on, we'll take your calls. In fact, we'll take them when we come back. If you want to be first, you can. Fastest finger first, 03717 223344. I asked the question before about Vinicius Junior linked to Arsenal. If you're not an Arsenal fan, do you want to see him in the Premier League? And Troy thinks it would be bad for Arsenal as a group of players.
Yeah, I don't think it makes them better.
Okay. Arsenal fans, you can have your say on that. 03717 223344. Coming up, who is further from their peak, Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury? Putting that question to Spencer Oliver.
Maybe.
If his Wi-Fi is working, right after this.
obviously you've got Kai Havertz, who was missing for most of last season. He's back and available and can play either as your centre forward or off your centre forward, which again shows a little bit more congestion in that kind of attacking midfield role. So I think when you zoom out, bigger picture, the squad still has enough. It has a lot of depth. But I think the reason there's a bit of nervousness around the Arsenal fan base right now is because we see an opportunity. We win the league for the first time in 22 years. Manchester City have lost Pep Guardiola. He's moved on. Maresca's a great coach, but is he Pep Guardiola? I'm not sure he is. In fact, I'm certain he's not. You look at Liverpool, new coach starting the project again. Chelsea under Alonso, really good coach, but they're going to need time. Man United are not quite there yet. There's an opportunity for Arsenal to not just consolidate, but to take another step and dominate for a period of time. And I think that's why there's a nervousness around this transfer window. Last year, it was about, can we do the business to get us over the line? We've done that. Now it's about, can we do the business
Champions League?
Yeah, to consolidate our position and to dominate. And I think that's why people are quite anxious at the minute.
See, why can't all Arsenal fans be like Harry?
Not
don't be like Piers Morgan, Joel Bayer, Troops, all these prats that ruin it for the good Arsenal fans. I love speaking to you, Harry. Proper Arsenal fan.
Good on you, Harry.
Thank you very much, mate. But listen, every Arsenal fan's got their view, and we're a passionate bunch.
Even that.
From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire is also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Good morning, everyone. It's 4 minutes past 8. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, the wonderful Troy Deeney alongside. We're here with Arnold Clark and it's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Troy's giving it a big old stretch. How's your knee? I know your knee takes a bit of warming up. How's it?
It's warming up now. 2 hours in here.
Yeah.
So we're ready.
Yeah,
the lovely Lucy's joined us as well. It is 8 o'clock.
Oh, of course. The other people turn up for the show.
So she's here now. She's on a break now, though. It's 8:04. She has worked
She's
a
had a
lot.
break. Okay. What's she doing now? It's just...
She's going to check that everybody else is okay.
There she is. Morning, Lucy.
There she is.
I mean, we've been here a couple of hours, but it's good to see you. Well done. Daddy dropped me off in the Lambo, did he? Ferrari. Which was it? The Rolls. Okay, the Rolls. Lovely to see you on board. No, I'm okay. I don't need a cup of tea. Do you want? No, fine. Right. It's good to have you on board. Right. On the way, get this, by the way, this is just broke. On the way over the next 2 hours, we'll get more on some extraordinary quotes from Infantino. He has slammed everyone who dared to criticise FIFA's running of the World Cup. Have you seen these tweets?
I haven't, but
Very
I've
bizarre.
been
It
told
literally
he's
just-
two-footed everybody, which
Yeah.
I'm here for.
Very, yeah.
You know,
I can't. Look at your face. You're very excited about that. We will. We'll gather them all up and we'll read them out for you in just a moment. Now, despite suffering 2 heavy knockdowns, Anthony Joshua pulled off a dramatic comeback to stop Christian Prenga in the second round in Jeddah. Here's how it sounded live on talkSPORT.
There is nowhere left to hide. One man, he's looking to reinforce his place amongst heavyweight boxing elite.
Let's talk sport, baby. Let's talk sport.
Oh, my word. Joshua's gone down. First punch of the fight that Prenga's landed. What on earth was that?
And the legs just seem to go a little bit there again from Anthony Joshua.
Another right hand, and he's going to go again here, Joshua.
Big right hand, and Prenga's in trouble.
And he's gone down. Right hand puts Prenga down, and Joshua smiles as much as to say it was always going to happen, and it's all over in the second round.
I can't be stopped. I'm not going to be stopped. I'm not going to be denied.
Anthony Joshua is next undisputed champion.
That first round showed us clear as day that the chin has gone. The chin is not there anymore. The power stays with you, but your chin goes, and that's a big concern if you're Team Anthony Joshua going into this long overdue showdown with Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it's a strange old night. Spencer Oliver, of course, was ringside waiting for talkSPORT, and he joins us now. Spence, good morning to you.
Andy, Troy, how you both doing?
We're good now.
It's great to see you, mate.
Before we talk boxing, we were led to believe you were coming on at 7 o'clock this morning, and we were told you weren't on because, and I quote, your Wi-Fi was down. What's happened?
I don't know what to say, mate. There was a problem with the Wi-Fi. I've been away for a week. I've come back. I've put 50p in the meter, and bang, it come on again, mate. That's all I can say.
How lucky is that for us? That's great.
I know. Rumour has it you wasn't up.
Yeah,
that was a
we
rumour.
we were led to believe you were still in your pyjamas.
You're talking to me, mate. I've been to the room. I've had my stretch out. No bad knees, Troy. I'm all right, mate.
Oh, mate.
Good. Right, we've got lots to talk to you.
Necessary thing there. Eddie Alberts.
We've got so much to talk to you about, Spence. Let's start with the fight itself. Before we talk about the aftermath, let's talk about the fight itself. Now, leading up to the fight, I spoke to you many times last week, and one of the questions I said to you was everyone's suggesting this is a really easy fight for AJ, but he's fighting someone that's had 20 fights and 20 knockouts. Were you stunned at just how that fight started?
I couldn't believe it, if I'm honest. Anthony Joshua on the seat of his pants after 20 seconds by what seemed like a very light little uppercut. You know, it was not a big shot. They got in a tangle. Joshua was sort of working the body, and Prenga threw a little uppercut on the inside, and Joshua was over. Yeah, I was very surprised. Forget the record of Christian Prenga. He never boxed at any sort of level. What we had seen, and that was very little, by the way, of him on YouTube, and the story was we were hearing that were coming from the gym. This should have been an easy night for Anthony Joshua, and it turned out a very difficult one. Yes, he won with a second round KO, but, you know, he was on the brink of defeat in round number 1.
Yeah, Spence, I said earlier on, I don't know if you'd have heard, that I have two mixed emotions, and I'm sure you're in this camp as well. You have one where you have to be professional, right, and you have to break down the fight as you've seen it. And then there's another part where we both class him as friends. Obviously, you know him a lot better than me. And then there's a moment after where he's talking to Ade in the ring, and everything else just went irrelevant for me in terms of when he gets asked about his two friends, and you can see the raw emotion of just how difficult it has been for him over the last 6 to 7 months. What did you see when you spoke to him away from the cameras that gave you the confidence of, okay, that was a good box tick there?
Do you know what, Troy? I think he was talking the right language with us, talking about, going in there, being ruthless, being destructive, getting the job done. He had a purpose now, and that purpose, that new motivation was through what happened to his friends. And it was a difficult time, and we knew the emotions that he actually come from and the turmoil that he's had to come through, those mental scars that he's got to deal with. But he was sort of talking the right language, talking to him. But as soon as you touch on talking about Lats and Zena, the two guys that he's very close friends, you could see the emotions flood into his face. So it was always going to be dodgy, and it was always going to be a difficult ring walk for Anthony Joshua, going through that, the demons, would they appear, would they not appear? But you can't put what happened in the ring down to that. Like the punch resistance is the punch resistance. It's, that's nothing to do with the mental scars that he was going through. And I think what we saw on Saturday night was that the punch resistance had gone somewhat. The shots that he was hit with, the little uppercut was nothing too big. The right hand, the second knockdown was at the end of the shot, so the power wasn't really there, and it affected Joshua in a big way. Of course, he showed heart and courage because that's what he does. That's Anthony Joshua, but it was alarming how easily he was out against a guy who was, forget the record, 20 wins, 1 loss, 20 KOs, had boxed at a level that no one really knew who he'd boxed and who he'd beaten.
Just on that, you talk about punch resistance, and I was saying to Andy earlier, I've listened to every interview over the last 26, 27 hours, including yourself, and great work as always. But how does, to everybody else, how does punch resistance go? And what can he do to nullify that? Because ultimately in heavyweight boxing, you're going to get hit, right?
Absolutely. Listen, to answer the last, to a certain point of his career, like Anthony Joshua, 36 years of age now, he's been a pro 13 years. He's been in some big fights, a lot of fights. The heart's not questionable, but the punch resistance now is questionable because I think that was evident on Saturday night. And as much as I love Anthony Joshua, he's a good friend of mine, like yourself, the facts are the facts, and you have to accept that. And he'll have to go away and have a look at that and say, look, where am I at in my career? I think there's only one fight left, and that's Tyson Fury, who didn't look particularly good either on Friday night, the night before, against Marius Wack. But yeah, it was alarming how easily Anthony Joshua was hurt against a guy that really shouldn't have been in the ring with him.
Spence, let me ask you about, I don't know if you've seen Simon Jordan's tweets. We know Simon Jordan loves his boxing. He's very knowledgeable on boxing as well. But he wrote a tweet after the fight. A lot of people agreed with him as well. He said, I'm not having that. Dropped twice, sets the tempo. How's that? Praying a totally different second round. Something not quite right. All designed to rinse maximum amount of money. Firstly, were you aware of that tweet?
Yes, I was, mate. I spoke to Simon about it after, actually.
Okay, well, what did he say? What did you say? How did that conversation pan out?
Well, so the conversation went like he said, like I said live on the live comms, the way that, so if you know as a fighter, it's instinctive. He had Anthony Joshua hurt after 20 seconds. Joshua barely got through the round. He survived. He walked back to the corner on his heels. He walked out for the second round, with the legs still very wary as well, very dodgy as well. And as a fighter, Christian Prenga then instinctively should jump on him and know the history of Anthony Joshua and how it takes him a while to recover, and jump on him and say, right, this is my big opportunity. This is my ticket into the big time. No one knows who I am, but everyone's going to know it's going to be one of the biggest shocks in heavyweight boxing history. And he didn't. It was a very strange,
didn't he?
Tactics, because I think he was actually waiting for that big shot. He was waiting. He saw that Joshua was coming forward and he was making fundamental mistakes when he was throwing shots. He was leaving his chin up in the air, hands down by his waist. It was a weird performance from Joshua, but an even strange tactic from Christian Prenga. So, and I saw a lot of the comments as well, and a lot of people suggesting the fight was fixed and Prenga, it wouldn't have been fixed because it was Prenga's big opportunity. I think tactically he just got it totally wrong. He should have jumped on Joshua and tried to finish the job. But it was very strange. I don't know what the corner had told him in the corner, but for some reason he didn't come out and try and do the job. I think he was waiting for Joshua to make a mistake to make him pay again, and he should have gone on the front foot.
Spencer, ultimately, this sets up a fight now with Tyson Fury. You mentioned against Wack on Friday night, he wasn't that good. I thought he looked terrible. I didn't think AJ looked that great. It sets up the two of them fighting towards the back end, the wrong end of their career. What sort of fight can we expect? Will it be a classic?
I think we'll see better versions of both guys, that's for sure. You couldn't see worse versions, because I'm with you, Andy. I thought that Tyson Fury looked terrible against a very aging Marius Wack, who'd only won 2 of his last 10. and was just no more than a human punch bag, really. But Fury didn't look good. The feints that he's normally so good at, like drawing a lead, setting the traps, when he does that, he's normally very effective, but they weren't believable. Like it just looked like a very old version of Tyson Fury. And equally, Anthony Joshua looked terrible as well. He looked very fragile, Anthony Joshua. The punch resistance had gone. It sets up a big fight with the both of them, and I think it's the only fight that they've got left in them, because I wouldn't like to see either of them off the back of that performance boxing any of the young heavyweights coming through. But I think they've earned that. They've been dominant in boxing, and they've taken it. They've taken it to the mainstream, really, these two. They've been big characters. And we do see the fight. I think we see that back end in November, possibly in New York, they're talking about now, which is another disappointment because we'd want it in UK. I think the UK fans deserve that. But going off the back of their performances, Fury will start now marginally favourite, even though he put in a terrible performance, because for me, Anthony Joshua's one was worse.
Yeah. Spence, thanks for coming on. How good that your Wi-Fi lasted as well, right?
Then 50p's, mate. Put one of those in the meter, right?
Spence, when you back on talkSPORT? When you back in?
Right, we're back tomorrow. We're going to be looking back with Simon Jordan on talk.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
We'll be looking back at all this week's action. Josh Kelly was in a tough fight as well. He
I saw that. Horrific.
With Jarko and Hamza Shiraz. Bit of a disappointing performance as well, but he retained his WBO super middleweight title. So we'll be picking the bones out of all of that.
Okay.
Interesting to see what Simon will say about this Anthony Joshua situation.
Very interesting indeed. You're interesting. That's why we get you on. Thanks for your time, Spence. We'll see you in a bit.
Cheers, guys.
There you go. The wonderful Spencer Oliver. As always, plenty of big fight reaction and opinion on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel from our experts, including Alexander Usyk, the man himself, AJ, and former super middleweight champion Paul Smith. I've got the quotes for Gianni Infantino. Should we do this after? Have we got time to do it now? Oh, we've got time now. I like that. That's good, isn't it? So Gianni Infantino, okay, the head of FIFA, has in the last 10 minutes put together some quotes, and he's sent out. I'll read it to you. It's very bizarre. I'll read it to you, Troy. I'll read it to our listening millions, and then Troy, you can give me your reaction. And it says as follows: to all of you who missed watching kids, babies, grandparents, and parents come together for the beautiful game, I say sorry. The matches are now over, and sorry you missed all of that joy and togetherness. Sorry that you are so consumed by hate and criticism that you missed it all. To those behind their pens and papers, behind their screens, spreading hate and false rumours, I want to say that while you are sitting behind, we at FIFA are on the front lines, organising, working hard and delivering the best show in the world. No violence, no incidents, 100% safety and security, only joy and happiness. To those spending their time and energy hating us, please take a moment to reflect, meditate, pray or watch a football match and truly observe the faces, the eyes, the emotions, he wrote. And then he ended it by saying, may football rise above all hate. That's Gianni Infantino there, sending out a letter to us all on Instagram.
I thought it would have been a bit stronger, actually. That's fair.
Very fair.
It's fair, though, isn't it? If he's what he said is true, I don't know to the, no violence, no incidents, 100% safety. I don't know about that. If that is true, then why should that be a positive?
Well, understand why there's negative reaction to a World Cup that sees one player that should have been sent off.
Yeah, of course.
One player was red carded, but then of course Donald Trump phones up the head of FIFA and gets him in. There's lots of. Understand why people aren't happy with what they've just seen.
Of course, but we live in a world now where it is. It's all about your own PR, right? Everyone's putting out that. Again, how many football managers tell us that, Thomas Tuchel told us, no regrets, won't change nothing.
Yeah.
And we're all like, are you sure? But I just think what he's trying to get at fundamentally is over the course of the whole tournament, the biggest tournament in terms of the amount of people that players have ever had and all that, on the whole, it was pretty good. And I think he's saying most of the stuff he's read and been seen has been from a negative point of view. I was told he went in two-footed. That was actually pretty nice for me.
Okay.
I would have been a bit stronger.
I find that
but I do agree.
A little bit weird, great. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, of course. But I don't know anyone that ever says, we can do better.
No, but address it. Address the problems that the public have got.
I agree, but look across everything, whether it's politics, whether it's football clubs, everything now is spin the angle in a good way. And I don't think anyone is that honest anymore. But I would agree. I would have liked to say, we've been great. There was a lot of positives. We're going to review some stuff and be even better for the next one.
Yeah.
That's what I would have liked.
I agree with you. That would have been the right thing to do. But
yeah.
Hey ho, for the latest on that, if you missed it, you can find it all on our website, talksport.com. The latest odds with Coral right after this is 8.19.
I think United want to move on. He's obviously on a hefty wage. I'm amazed Saudi haven't come in. I'm amazed he hasn't gone out to Saudi.
I think he won it.
Again, Saudi pay a lot more than 300 grand a week for a player obviously who's playing for England and still in his prime. Yep. I'm very surprised Barcelona didn't do the deal. But then again, I expected him to do well at Barcelona. Most, average wingers would do well out there, the team they have. I don't know where he goes. If you were a Spurs, would you go for him?
That's the one that keeps nagging away in the back of my mind.
We'll take him for a loan.
Yeah.
And if he plays 23 games, you know what I mean, we'll obviously pay this fee and that fee. What United are going to have to probably end up doing is recuperating as much of that fee back and all the loan fees they've had the last 2 seasons and the next 2 seasons. So I'm thinking Spurs. They've got a few more experienced Premier League players they've signed.
And De Zerbi's the type of manager that feels he can.
I'm not sure
he feels he can fix players.
I'm not sure he'd put up with.
Really?
And then you'd worry about the London life, wouldn't you? So
yes, you would.
There's all those things. Rashford is incredibly talented, and you look at him and go, what are you doing with your career? You should be dominating. You should be dominating world
Even
football.
that World Cup, he comes on, doesn't he, the first game, scores a brilliant goal against Croatia, arguably England's best performance in that second
I agree.
half. He played a part of that. Starts the next game, sinks the place out, and then never really gets his place back. Anthony Gordon becomes de facto left winger, not just for England, but at Barcelona as well.
And the place was there because Gordon wasn't good in game one, and it was there to be won. And you just look at Rashford and you go, you've got all the tangibles to be world class. What is the matter with you? But again, I would say he's been on nearly 500,000.
Hey, 23. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. You're listening to The Breakfast Show on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein. Troy Deeney is alongside me. Right, let's get the latest odds with Coral and Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. Celebrating 100 years of rewarding the fans. We're here for glorious Goodwood. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
Morning, Davo.
Andy, how you doing? Troy, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm really good. Andy, listen, we spoke a lot during the World Cup. Obviously, I haven't spoken to you since then. Just very quickly, I know, obviously, I'm sure you've discussed it in depth, but Thomas Tuchel, should he stay? Should he go?
At the time, I said no, he shouldn't stay. But I've had a long time to think about it now. The dust has settled, and I still think he should go.
There we go. I thought that might be the case, which I wanted to ask you. Troy, where do you stand on Tuchel?
For me, it's more about what I didn't see. I didn't see everything that he said he was going to do, front-footed, aggressive, all these things. I didn't see any of that. So I just think if someone says they're going to do something and don't do it, then what are we keeping him for?
In my opinion, he was brought in just to win 2 games, semi-final and a final. It's the only reason he was brought in, and he failed. You know, he was. My daughter's 14, right? She's been following football for, I don't know, 2-3 years. She texts me. I was obviously in the States when it was happening. She texts me watching the game live. Daddy, why is he taken off a forward and put on a defender? She's 14. Now, she knows that. I know that. Troy knows that. You know that. Our listening millions around the world know that. Yet the only job he had to do was do what Southgate wouldn't do, and he got it wrong. And I think that's unforgivable.
I totally agree with every single word you say. Listen, it looks like he is staying, though. So,
I thought you had news for us. I was getting excited there.
So, should we move on to the boxing?
Okay.
Listen, I've really enjoyed the chat this morning on the boxing, particularly, Troy, your insight into. I think it's easy to forget what AJ has been through from a personal perspective. A question I've been asking the talkSPORT presenters over the last couple of days with you is Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury still a fight that would excite you and a fight you would tune in to watch, Troy, Andy?
Yeah, I think so. I actually think because they were both so poor this weekend, it makes it even more intriguing because I think both sets of fans will argue why the other one can beat the other one. So I actually think it's intriguing. Again, would we all have liked to have seen it 5-10 years ago? Absolutely. But I still tuned into Cal Brook Khan. I still tuned into Mayweather Pacquiao. I think they've got our heartstrings because we've been on the journey with them, haven't we? So it's still a massive fight.
Dave, let me ask you, has the odds changed on who's favourites? Because before the weekend, I would have had Joshua down as favourite. But after that, even though Tyson Fury's performance was terrible, after me seeing what happened to AJ in the first round happen to him, I'm sort of favouring towards Tyson Fury winning that fight now.
Jones, it's interesting. Tyson Fury is, and we have been talking about this fight happening for probably 10 years. Tyson Fury has always been favourite. There's just a belief that he's actually the better boxer when it comes down to it. So nothing's changed. He is still favourite, 7-4 on, 6-4 AJ. So it's very close in boxing terms. I think the thing about this is they've aged together. It's not, we heard from Spencer, what you wouldn't want to see is one of these guys going now against a younger, hungrier fighter that could actually do them some damage. They've actually aged together. And it is, from a British perspective. Again, where would you want to see it? London? Or is it going to end up somewhere else that's paying more money?
New York looks destined to be
It's a great place.
If we're going back there for a couple of months, I'm more than happy for that. I think it was Troy that mentioned it earlier. It might have been Spencer, but it should be in London, that fight. It should be in England anyway. Forget London. It should be in England.
It should be, but ultimately, unfortunately, they go where the money is, right? And that fight costs a lot of money, hence why it hasn't been able to be on before. Because the money was never right.
But my view would be, if it's going to be in New York, they're talking about a ring walk. It could be at like 2 a.m, right?
Well, I live in New York, so I don't care.
Oh, I see. Fine.
So for me, it's a great time.
It's around the corner.
Yeah, great time.
Well, we'll come over to yours, Troy.
Exactly.
It's about 10 o'clock for me. It's a good time. Great time.
Dave, we've got to cram it as much as we can with you. Run out of time. Apologies. Quick word about the F1, the World Championship latest.
Yeah, disappointing weekend as it turned out for Lewis Hamilton. He was bang in there after Saturday practice. Kimi Antonelli picked up third place. He's 4-1 on to win the World Championship, but Lewis is right in there, 5-1. If Antonelli does sort of fall apart, Lewis been there, done it. That would be something worth seeing. I know you got Barry Hearn coming on. I'm sure he'll give us the lowdown on the fight. But Barry and his wife Susan love their racing. Susan breeds really good racehorses, and it's a massive week. We're all off down to glorious Goodwood for the next 5 days. Looking forward to that. Scandinavia versus Trawlerman is the big match-up tomorrow. But it's a big day for us. The Coral Racing Club, we've got Catalyst going in the last race at Windsor tonight. Hopefully she can follow up her second place. And I just have to give a shout out to a coral shot punter in Scunthorpe who yesterday, for a £2 win and a £2 each way, lucky 15, scooped 208 grand. He had winners at 80-1, 28-1, 20-1. What a Sunday for him. I've got my begging letter in, so I'll let you know how that goes.
I bet you're delighted about that, aren't you? Big smile on your face, right?
I'm delighted for him. It's great when a punter wins that much money for a couple of quid.
I bet it is, yeah. Cap in hand, I'm sure. Dave, listen, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Cheers, fellas.
Thanks, pal. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral 18+, gambleaware.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with the Coral Rewards Shaker. With 100k of free bets available online this Tuesday and Friday. We're here for glorious Goodwood. 18 plus, max 1 reward per day. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. GambleAware.org.
It's 8:29. Listen to The Breakfast Show. If you're just turning the radio on, you won't be aware of Gianni Infantino's defence of FIFA's performance at the World Cup. He's come out with a big old quote on Instagram. I read them out about 10 minutes ago when they broke. I'll read them out in about 2 minutes' time after this as well. You can have your say on that. It's very bizarre. And keep those calls coming in on Vinicius Jr. Do you want to see him in the Premier League, even if it's not at your club? I'm looking at my switchboard. If you dial, you'll be next. 03717 223344.
Let's just say something about Tottenham here. It's a big conversation because obviously it's about trophy wins, European Cups, all of those sort of things come into it. But in the modern world, it also comes down to support base. Money is so much involved, and Spurs are a big club, full stop. Of course, we're above someone like West Ham. We have got more support.
He had you above West Ham
globally. Well, I know, but he was almost fighting with that. You could also look at a support point of view globally. We would make Chelsea look tiny. They have had more recent success. Facts, they've had more success. But we also got to think about Tottenham history. First team to do a domestic double. First team to win the European Cup. We have history that can't be ignored in the same way that like Aston Villa.
Without being pedantic, people will be shouting at the radio, European Cup, not the European Cup.
A European Cup, yes, apologies.
That's all right.
And so I think that history is important. It really, really is. And I don't want to sound like I'm banging on about the past. We know what we've been. I'm a realistic Tottenham fan. I've seen it. Arsenal are a big club. Hate saying it, they're a big club. Bigger than us. I've got to say that as well, and that's going to upset people.
Rich, you do me a favour then. You rate them 1 to 4 first.
It'll have to be Arsenal.
Okay.
Gives me the up, but there you go.
Then who?
And you're not going.
Amen Corner, perhaps the most feared run of holes in golf. Each year it claims the tournament hopes of many, with balls hitting bunkers and water traps aplenty. But why is it so fearsome, and where did it get its name? Just the thoughts of holes 11, 12 and 13 at Augusta National gives the likes of Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth the shivers. McIlroy hit 3 over and Spieth hit 4 over in their final rounds to blow their hopes of a green jacket in 2011 and 2016 respectively. But did you know Amen Corner's name is inspired by a jazz song from 1933? American sports writer Herbert Warren Wint, on the left here, wrote about it in 1958, referencing the song shouted in that Amen Corner when describing the run. Hole 11 is a par 4 over 520 yards with a green guarded by a pond and bunkers to the front edge. 12, perhaps golf's most famous hole, is a par 3 over just 155 yards. The green's guarded by Rays Creek at the front, more bunkers and azalea bushes ready to punish the smallest error. Then there's the 13th that teases the hook shot over the trees. It's a dogleg par 5 over 545 yards that's inviting for big hitters who want to reach the green in 2. If you want to win the Masters, you have to keep your score down around Amen Corner. So who'll be the next to fall victim to golf's most famous and most daunting challenge?
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. It's 8:34. You're waking up to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein and Troy Deeney. Now, the big news is I think this is quite huge, actually. It broke on talkSPORT. We broke it first about, 5 to 8? Gianni Infantino has taken to Instagram to defend himself and FIFA. Tom Clayton has more. Have a listen.
The FIFA president starts by saying this. To everyone who missed our beautiful game, the emotions, the celebrations, the laughter, the crying, the deception and the joy. To all of you who missed watching kids, babies, grandparents and parents all come together for the beautiful game, I say sorry that the matches are now over and sorry that you missed all that joy and togetherness. Sorry that you were so consumed by hate and criticism that you missed it all. He's criticised those hiding behind screens and those using pens and paper. He goes on to praise the security operation at the World Cup, the billions who watched from home and around the world. He thanks the governments of Canada, Mexico and the USA. Infantino also talks about situations with Iran, countries with health issues, ones with security issues, that the World Cup has united. He brings up criticism of refereeing decisions and how countries criticising practices have the same ones in place themselves. He ends by saying this. To the pens and papers, to all the screens, may you find love and peace where people behind you couldn't. May you find peace. We at FIFA have found ours and will deliver it by delivering the most outstanding FIFA World Cup. May football rise above all hate.
Very strange. Delighted to say talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook joins us now for more on that. Crookie, good morning to you.
Morning, boys. You good?
Yeah, well, good. Thanks for coming on. I've read this a couple of times now. I can't help but think when he comes up with lines about people criticising the refereeing decisions and puts lines in his quotes such as "I'm sorry you missed it all." I can't help but think there's a little dig towards the head of UEFA there, Alexander Ceferin.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Obviously, Ceferin decided to stay away from the World Cup final, which was quite unprecedented. FIFA were briefing actually that was a pre-planned decision, but the message coming out of UEFA very much was that it was a protest by their president. And actually, I picked out a couple of screenshots, and he does talk about some of the refereeing decisions and says it's curious the same countries employing these practices are the ones criticising. He's talking about the decision to overturn Flo Balogun's red card, which for me was probably the most shameful moment of this World Cup. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite, Andy. You were there. Troy obviously lives out in the States. I had a wonderful 5.5 weeks. I thought it was a brilliant tournament. I thought the American hospitality was terrific, but let's not pretend it was perfect. He also talks about bringing two countries at war together, uniting two countries at war. Says Iran entered the United States without incident or conflict. I think they would push back on that when you look at the travel restrictions that were imposed on their players. And obviously the manager was quite outspoken about that. So I'm not sure why he's felt the need to do this. You know, it spreads across 15 slides on Instagram. I'm not exactly sure who he's having a pop at. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Ceferin. Maybe it's some of us in the media who've been critical. But it was a great World Cup. So I'm not sure that he needed to come out and justify himself and justify FIFA.
Yeah, Crookie, I understand that element of it, but I think if I'm playing devil's advocate, right, I think he's coming at it from all he's hearing is about negativity and just wants to shed a light on look how great we actually have done, because everything now, with every football team, with every big business, is about their own PR, isn't it? So I think he's trying to be a bit front-footed in that regard.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't think he PRs himself brilliantly at times.
No, I agree. I agree.
I think the relationship that he's fostered with Donald Trump is a concern. You know, if the World Cup does go back to the US in 2038 as is being touted, is that really fair? You know, when England haven't had a World Cup since 1966, for example. I've talked about when we were over there, the ticket prices. I was looking at tickets for the World Cup final, $7,500 they were going for online. So there's no doubt that FIFA did price out a lot of real fans and a lot of England fans who couldn't afford to travel. So that's what I'm saying. As much as we praised the World Cup, the football was brilliant. Obviously, the final was a major disappointment in the end. But you have to give balance. You know, we can say we had a great time over there, but we can also point out some of the pitfalls and some of the mistakes that FIFA made.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. What it does do for me as well is you remember it was a great World Cup, and then all of a sudden you see this, and then you start thinking of the negative things.
Put into your mind.
Just to sort of prove him wrong. And that's what I didn't want to do, because as you said, we were lucky enough to be out there. But even the first 4 weeks when I was here, I knew it was a great World Cup. I was really enjoying it.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. And I thought some of the games were brilliant. You know, if you look at that Cape Verde Argentina game, that was absolutely off the scale. England, Mexico, obviously Spain. You know, the standout team of the tournament. Messi put on a real show. The big stars came to play. So there are lots of positives, and I'd prefer if he just focused on that. Infantino, just tell us what a good World Cup it is without finding the need to justify yourself and round on your critics, because we are allowed to be critical. We live in a free society.
Where's the hat, by the way? Dallas the hat, before we move off the World Cup.
You know what? I was going to wear it just for you.
Yeah, why not?
I know you're a big fan. Well, I thought this was too serious a topic.
No, Crookie. No.
Mate, if it was, we wouldn't have had you. That was a really good point.
Whenever we talk World Cup, it needs to be on your head, all right?
Okay, I'll note it for the future.
Good. Right, while we've got you, let's talk about some possible movers and shakers. Bradley Barcola to Liverpool, where are we at with that one?
Well, the fee's big. The fee that PSG are touting is around about 145 million. I don't see Liverpool paying that much, but there is definite interest from Anfield. Talks have taken place between the two clubs, so certainly it's one to watch with interest. I think if PSG had signed Diamonde, then this deal probably would have happened, but it looks like he's off to Real Madrid, so that puts a spanner in the works. But they need something, Liverpool, in that wide area. They haven't replaced Mo Salah yet. I think they need 3 or 4 players coming in, because they look a bit like defensively as well, with Joe Gomez getting injured in a friendly over the weekend. So I'm expecting a busy few weeks now at Anfield.
140 you said there, Crookie, which normally means it's about 120 plus add-ons, right?
Yeah. So I'd imagine that's what they work towards.
Yeah. So for where the market is at this moment, when you look at what's happened with Elliot Anderson and Rodgers, that seems to me like an unreal price for such a talented player with so much ceiling as well, for being a young player as well.
Yeah, and I think if you speak to sources at PSG, they look at the Premier League market, they look at those 2 transfers in particular, and they think that's a benchmark. You're talking about someone who's been to a World Cup semi-final, played in a World Cup final 4 years previously, back-to-back Champions League winner at PSG. So, yeah, I think in that regard, you're right. But we know that Liverpool's owners can be quite frugal. They're going to try and negotiate down. I think there's interest from Barcola. He's turned down several attempts from PSG to renew his contract. So that puts Liverpool in a strong position.
Crookie, we've been taking calls from football fans, not just Arsenal fans, about whether they want to see Vinicius Junior in the Premier League. Of course, heavily linked to Arsenal. Where are we at with that?
Well, if this deal is going to happen, I think it is a big if at this moment in time, because we know that Jose Mourinho is pushing to keep him. Ideally, Real Madrid, I think, would still like to extend his contract. But if that doesn't happen, then they put themselves in a dubious position. What we do know is that Arsenal are willing to break the bank in terms of wages. He would be the highest paid player in their history, would go above the 300 odd grand a week they're paying Bukayo Saka. And as a Premier League fan, as much as I don't want Arsenal to get him, I'd be excited about this. I think he's a terrific player, Vinicius Junior. Maybe didn't see the best of him at the World Cup, but him in full flight down the wing, I think would be great in the Premier League. And I think it shows where Arsenal's ambitions are at, that they feel they can get this deal done. Obviously, they missed out on Morgan Rodgers. They got gazumped there by Chelsea. But I think if you ask a lot of Arsenal fans, would you take Rodgers or would you take Vinicius Junior? I think they go for the latter.
Crookie, I just had a thought, and it could be wrong here. Is there?
Dangerous.
I know, that's why I was worried, especially when I was talking to you.
Hold on, let me put my hat on.
I was just going to think, right, you know this Diamande thing, it hasn't been done yet, has it, to Real Madrid? Is this a play from Vinicius Junior's agent in which that Arsenal want us, show us how much you want to keep us in terms of Real Madrid? Because I'm just seeing stuff come across here in the news now where they're having contract talks this week. So could this be a play in terms of Diamande still ends up at PSG and Barcola ends up at Liverpool?
I don't think so. We were told by PSG last night that they're out of the race for Diamande. I think they're a bit frustrated, actually, that having got buy-in from the player, he's decided he's going to join Real Madrid. But it's an interesting point you make, because they share an agent, Diamande and Vinicius Junior. So I think if Diamande does sign, that probably makes a move to Arsenal more likely for Vinicius Junior, because I wouldn't have thought they'd be taking Diamande to the Bernabeu knowing that he's going to compete with Vinicius Junior for that wide position.
Crookie, thanks so much for coming on. When are you next on talkSPORT? Are you not having a holiday? I mean, you had a good, 12 weeks in the States? It felt like 12 weeks anyway.
It did. It's certainly to my bank balance, it did. I'm off to glorious Goodwood for a few days this week, and then I am jetting away with the family next week.
You don't stop, do you?
This guy, honestly, lives the best life.
Doesn't he
I've ever
just?
met.
Yeah. I saw
Amazing.
glimpses into that when I was out with him. He's like a rock star out in America.
Only without the singing talent.
Yeah.
Is that when he fell asleep?
Yeah. I was going to say without the talent and the groupies. But of course, I'll be lying about the second part. Crookie, always a pleasure. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the racing. Thanks, man.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, boys. Enjoy the show.
There you go. You know what's funny? He looks scrubbed up and clean again now. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? No.
I'm worried if that's him looking clean. He is one of the best, though.
He's a superstar. Still to come on The Breakfast Show.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more with a Travis Perkins trade account and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
Oh, he's smiling. Boom, boom, boom by the Wenger boys. I can see the worry on Troy's face. That's because he knows the breakfast feature is coming back.
This is Sim. Sim's got this weird obsession.
Yeah.
With myself and the Wenger boys, which is a worry anyway. As a sentence, it's not good.
When he told me this morning, he had a big smile on his face. Look, look at his face now. He's laughing. I think, and DJ, to be fair, both of them.
Yeah, Ed loves it though.
Just a little insight into the bizarre world behind the glass. The Wenger Troy's coming up in this hour. We'll also speak to Barry Hearn and top boxing trainer Dave Cobble. What an hour coming up. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins. It's 8:45.
Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Spend £100 or more at any Travis Perkins Hire or Benchmarks branch as a trade account holder and you could win a brand new Ford Ranger. T's and C's apply.
Chelsea can't win a league. If Arsenal don't win it, I think Chelsea, with Xabi Alonso, Chelsea need to be one of the teams dreaming. One of the teams, look, a front line of Pedro, Esteval, Palmer, Rodgers is capable of scoring enough goals to win a league. If we now bring in Lacroix, bring in John Stones, sign a new goalkeeper, all of a sudden you're looking at a team with one game to play a week. You're looking at a team that could potentially win a league title.
Mate, you're talking guff.
No, that's not. That's
you're not
very rational chap.
Rory, you're not winning the league.
We are unlikely to win it, but we are one of the 5 teams that can legitimately be considered capable of winning it.
No, you're not.
We are 100%.
No, you're not.
No, you're just a biased Tottenham fan.
No, you are not in the conversation to win the league.
We are.
You are. Let's get Champions League. That's your aim.
That's the primary aim because Arsenal are going to win the league. What I'm saying is, if Arsenal don't win the league.
Right, you've got Liverpool, Man City.
So just forget Arsenal. Arsenal, it all goes wrong. They shoot themselves in the foot. It goes as wrong as it went for Liverpool. Look, that won't happen. I think Arsenal will win the league. Let's just pretend they don't. Arsenal are not champions. Who are? The answer to that question is Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City.
No, it's not Man United.
Liverpool, Chelsea.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Well, you don't think Man United can win it?
No.
Of course they can.
No, they can't win the league. They can't.
Based
on the fact it's the second season of them, they've now got to deal with Europe. They've got to play, double the amount of games that they played.
Nobody accrued more points than Manchester United after
they played 40 games.
Yeah.
says Schmelzherring. Good morning, everyone. It's 8:49. You're waking up to the breakfast show. Are you waking up? There's no schools now. Oh, there's school holidays, right?
People still have to work, right?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. But I mean, there's no school run. School run's irrelevant this week, next week.
Do you do the school run?
I do one. I do one. What does that mean?
You're quite posh. Got a few quid as well, haven't you? Do you send a nanny?
Let me tell you now, right? I've got a wife that doesn't work, right? Which is a good thing because I couldn't do my job if she did.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids in private school. I don't have a penny left over. Let me tell you now.
Private school is very expensive.
Oh my, it's insane. It's insane, right?
Very expensive.
Let me tell you, no money.
You've just lost half of the people listed as well now.
I've said it before. They know that, right? I think if you're lucky enough to give your kids the best possible education, then you do it. But it does come at a cost. I eat rice every day. I have to wear shorts. I can't afford trousers. Yeah, I don't have a penny. But in answer to your question, yes, I do the school run.
Oh, fair
We
play.
split it. One of our kids goes to one school, one goes to another one.
Okay.
So I do one, and it's quite good because on the way back I can go to the gym, and so I'm done by 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Oh, fair play to you.
Do you do school run? You don't do. Of course you don't do school run. Do you? You don't do any of that. You get your kids handed to you at 18. They go, "This is your eldest." They've grown up very well.
Here's what you did.
Yeah. Here's what you did 18 years ago. I'm led to believe the H&J producer has been in touch to express his delight at the return of Wenger Troyes.
Who's the H&J producer? Who's that?
I don't even know if Shawnee. I don't even know if that's true or if Sim has just written that to defend himself, to justify himself. He also asked why we're not doing Troy's story. Right, stop with the puns, right?
Yeah.
What do we know this Monday morning, Troy? Is that what you said?
Yeah, sure.
Ask me.
What do we know this Monday morning?
Great question. We know Luke Littler defended his world match play title in sensational style, smashed Phil Taylor's tournament and final average records in the process.
Wow.
What else do we know?
What else happened in the weekend?
Great question. You're acting. He's good. Yeah. Lando Norris ended his first half of the Formula One season with a victory in the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Wow, that couldn't have been everything. Was there more this weekend?
What more you want to know? Well,
more.
It's funny you say that. It's day 4 of the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow.
Oh,
I know. Yes. Wow. Just calm down.
Yeah, sorry.
talkSPORT reporter John Cushing is up north of the border for us, and he has more for us. Have a listen to John.
Day 4 here in Glasgow, and the most competitive day of the Games, with 8 sports in action right across the city. And it's the start of the athletics. England's Georgia Hunter-Bell, who won silver at the World Championship, starts her 800-metre campaign tonight. The gold medalist, Lilian Adira from Kenya, also here in Scotstoun. The men's and women's 100 metres is underway. If you're worried where Amy Hunt is, she's straight through to the semi-finals. We will see Jeremiah Azu and Amani Lansico for England in the first round in the morning heats. Scott Lincoln and Jazz Sawyers are the athletics captains. At the SEC Centre, we've got 12 boxers from the home nations in action this lunchtime and this evening. And Reuben Ward, who won Scotland's first ever men's all-round gymnastics gold medal last night, is in 2 more gymnastics finals this afternoon, while Adam Ramsey-Peaty told talkSPORT he has bounce-back ability as he heads into the final of the men's 50-metre breaststroke tonight at Tollcross. This is the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games. It's live across the talkSPORT network.
Good work, John. Sure, I need you to ask me how you can find out more about it because you love the games. Just ask me a question.
How can we find out more, Andy?
It's a great question. Remember, talkSPORT have got live commentary throughout the games.
Oh, wow.
You're aware of that? You are, right?
Yeah, also, make sure you listen to Natalie Sawyer as well. She's bringing you a lot of information.
He's good, isn't he? From 7 p.m. tonight?
7 p.m. every night.
Yeah. Greg Rutherford, you like him from
Genesis? Oh, Greg, yeah. Greg was good.
From Genesis.
He also owned up that I was right, so yeah.
About what? What he didn't poo-poo athletics.
He didn't poo-poo athletics, but he also said he does have a sandpit in his back garden.
He did say that, yeah. And his kitchen. It's very bizarre. His lounge, everywhere. There's one here, every room in his house. Right, back to football now. Could we be seeing this superstar heading towards the Premier League?
Right-footed shot, what a goal! Oh, what a hit from Vinicius Junior.
The ego of him, but Vinny Junior. I mean, he got took off earlier on in the season, walked straight into the tunnel. I don't think his head's been turned. I think his ego's that big that he's another one that thinks he should play every game when he's not performing.
Guns missed it, headed in, Vinicius Junior for 2.
Oh, mate, loved him. Absolutely loved him. I could not take my eyes off that battle.
But how dynamic is he? Vinicius Junior, just this turbo energy that he seems to have and close control. Terrific talent.
Bellingham rolling it in, Vinicius to win it for Real Madrid. It's 2-0.
Vinicius Junior is another level. Another level.
Sorry, can you hear the music?
I can.
Can you
yes.
just play the? Is it Push It? It's Push It, right? Just play the first bit. Yeah, it's not someone questioning it whether or not it's real. It's Push It, isn't it? It's Push It. We all knew that. Let's go to. Sim's so nervous. Oh, don't mention it, Andy. It's been cleared, right? One more time. It's definitely Push It. It's not like you're talking nonsense. You got that? There you go. He told you not to. Why are you so scared, Sim? Come on, man. What's the matter with you? That's Push It. That is. Let's go to the phone lines. Do you want to see him in the Premier League, Vinicius Junior? Even if you don't support Arsenal, and also, would it upset the apple cart? You were suggesting maybe for Arsenal it wouldn't be the greatest move.
Yeah.
Dan is an Arsenal fan. Joins us. Daniel.
Good morning, chaps. How are we?
We're great,
good,
man. How are you? Happy Monday. You all right? You well?
Yeah, happy Monday. Yeah, I'm really good, actually. Really, really good. Sun's shining. I'm just sat here waiting for a customer at Heathrow Airport. Thought I'd ring you guys up about Vinny Junior.
Perfect. So, go on, what's your view?
Well, basically, I think what needs to happen is, and we never know what truly goes on behind closed doors, but first of all, you need to have a chat with your senior players who are already at the club. And you need to sit them down and you need to be saying, look, this is on the table. This could potentially happen, but how do we feel about that? And then you chat with Vinny Junior. You get a feel for the man, not the footballer. And it's rather a case of, will we buy you? You know, it should be a case of, will we buy him? Not, you know, more, will he buy into our club's ethos and the family feel? You know, you cannot upset the dressing room vibe for anyone, no matter their reputation or their credentials.
So are you suggesting that if he comes to your club, he will upset the dressing room?
Not if we've done due diligence and Arteta talks to the man, not the footballer. But I promise you one thing, as a little bit of an aside and maybe a little bit tongue-in-cheek, if we do sign him, see just how quickly he becomes the most average winger in the world.
Dave, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You say that interview the man. When have you ever known anyone to not buy into it before they've got in the building? So if you're Vinny Jr., you're going to put best foot forward, right? I'll buy in, Gaffer. I'll do all of these things. It's more worrying for me once he's in the building. I think the way that Arsenal won it was as a team and as a collective. And then if you add this superstar in, who, as Real Madrid have found out, will only defend when he wants to, will only play a formation that he wants to play, I think it causes so much more problems than it's worth.
Yeah, but I think that Arteta and the powers that be are good enough to sniff that out. I think Arteta's already proven in the way that he dealt with Aubameyang and those big egos, he put the club first and he thought to himself, no. That's what Unai Emery couldn't do, and I don't think he's been able to do that at other clubs. Some managers are brilliant at making very good footballers run through brick walls for them, but they can't handle the personality of certain big players. I think Unai Emery falls into that bracket. I know I'm going off piste here a little bit, but he gets good players running through brick walls, so therefore he was successful at Seville, he's successful at Villa, but he couldn't cut the mustard at PSG long term or at Arsenal. Whereas I think Arteta, especially now, sixth season in, is he? I think he's been there, seen it, done it. I think he's cute enough to spot if he's going to start pulling the wall. And the guy's, he's still a kid, Vinicius Junior. Let's not forget that. If he can buy into us as a club and think, do you know what, I want to grow with this football team as a man, not just a footballer. And don't forget, you've got Big Gabby there. You've got the Arsenal influence. You've got Gabriel Jesus still knocking around.
Do you think any of those guys can tell him anything? I know we've got to let him go, but do you think any of those guys can tell Vinicius Junior what to do?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think so. Just like we can't tell Dan to stop talking. But we did it in the end. Dan, thanks for your calls. Sorry, Dan, I've got to go to the bar and get in trouble. Keep your calls coming. We'll take as many as we can in the last hour of the breakfast show. It's 8:59 03717223344. That's the number you need to know to have your say on National Radio right after this.
think that was the key with Mateus Fernandes as well. They walked away from that deal, obviously went to Tottenham for 85 million, A, because they thought the price was a bit excessive, but B, they never really got the impression the player was fully invested in the project. And I think they only want people who want to play for Manchester United. You look at Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbumo last summer, they had offers from elsewhere, could have been playing Champions League football. They both made it abundantly clear from the start they wanted this move to Old Trafford, and that's the type of character you want in the dressing room.
Absolutely.
Here's a dilemma for you. Would you sell? Bear in mind, they need some money. They need money.
If you're going to say Bruno Fernandes, the
Would
answer
you
is no
sell
chance.
him, Bruno Fernandes, at
No chance.
32?
No.
Would you not cash in 100 million?
21 assists last season. Wears the captain's armband. Been the best player by a country mile since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club. Absolutely brainless to
Listen
even
to this one
contemplate
now. This assist business, I don't get it.
No?
No, I don't get it. Because I asked Jamie O'Hara the other night, how many assists did you get in your career? He went, I don't know. I said, yeah, because no one ever told you, and we never counted them. So I said, the assists depend on who you're playing with. So, for example, if Harry Maguire robs the ball off the centre forward...
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
Good morning, everyone. It's 4 minutes past 9. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Troy Deeney. We're here with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Just before we move on with the show, what I usually do when I do The Breakfast Show, I did it for like a month over the World Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of bits before that. Is around about 7:30. I've got a family WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Me, the wife, and the 2 kids. And I always text around about 7:30. Morning Goldsteins and little heart. and then I can
Nice.
see what time they get up. And then my little one, who's 14, who yesterday woke up at 2 p.m. because she went to bed late, right?
Okay.
Has already texted me at 9:05, morning, Daddy. What's she doing up this early? That's very unlike her. My kids sleep in till
9:05.
Yeah, that's really early for them. What time do your kids get up?
7, 8. They go to bed similar time.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? What time they go to bed now? the
Yeah.
kids?
My kids are in bed by 8, half 8 latest.
What? How old are yours?
I got 5. So
5. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So
Six on the way?
the ones that live with me, they go to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay. How old are they?
12 and 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the 6-year-old on the tablet?
No.
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 12-year-old got a phone.
Yeah, but
Right.
I limit it. Yeah,
I wish I
I'm very old school. Wife keeps telling me off. I'm a bit too miserable.
No, you've got to do
Yeah.
that. I went through a phase. My youngest will come down. She's 14 for school. Not awake yet, with it in her hand, glued to her hand. It's a horrible habit.
Yeah, I make a point of that. Oh, someone's messaging already.
Yeah. I will say
slow
things
down.
like, put the phone... In fact, the other day, I had to pop to Sainsbury's to get something, and I said, why are you looking at me like that?
You did.
I did. You so
said
don't
somebody
do
else.
that to you.
You said somebody else. Well, go on, carry on.
No, because I'm normal.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Private school, both kids.
Jeez, can you pop out for me? But I said to her, do you want to come with? And she went, yeah, okay. And I went, you can get a bit of chocolate or something, okay. And I went, but the phone stays in the house. I mean, the look of dread on her face. Put the phone there and leave it for half an hour. It was like, how am I going to cope?
Yeah, what might I miss out on? Yeah.
Sad, isn't it?
Sad world, mate. Sad world.
Yeah.
I could do without them, to be honest, phones.
What, completely?
Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed that when I get up in the morning, I'm going through, so I'm not even looking at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It just becomes habit. You don't even realise, do you? It's terrible.
I got 117 messages to get back to.
Text, WhatsApps. Man, you're not good at getting... I've texted you a few times. You're not good at getting back. Maybe that's just me.
No, I promise you, you're part of a big list. I don't really do it.
We could make a feature out of it. Who's text Troy? And we'll just reply to a text every hour.
It'd be a long series, that.
It's a long show.
Yeah, no, I could do without it. I don't know about everybody else.
Why don't you just dump them then? Go old school and just get a phone that rings. That would be nice.
I'd love to, but you
can't do it.
It's the way of the world, isn't it? You need to have your emails and all that on there as well.
I know. When you're on holiday, you just put it away, right?
Oh yeah, leave it in the room. Good as gold.
Yeah. Until you go back. Until you look at your watch. I've got 8 messages I've got to put back to the room. Right, we've got lots coming up in today's show. Let's start with boxing in this hour, shall we? Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury both ran out winners this weekend. But for AJ, it wasn't that straightforward. Second round stoppage against Christian Prenga. But he was knocked down twice in the first round. So with the fight we all want for November, we're asking, where should it or will it actually take place? Tony Bellew had his say on DAZN and was completely against the idea of it being held across the pond.
The difference is, there's bluster and there's bluster. These people want the fight to be in the US. That's the reality of the situation.
Why?
Because
that's the biggest number of pay-per-view fights are going to be in the UK.
MSG, America, Showbiz, they've got for it.
Okay,
that's the reality.
Well, American boxing's dead.
But they don't. What do you think they really?
American boxing's dead.
Yeah, but
no one cares.
It's
no one cares in America.
They've been talked into the fact.
Eddie had the WBC heavyweight champion for 10 years and no one cared. He could walk down his own street and was unrecognised. It's disgraceful. So what are you going there for? What are we trying to prove?
Why are you asking me?
I feel like you want to fight Eddie, but you're
agreeing
no,
with
it's
each other.
not. I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. We're appealing to America. Why America don't care about us? When America cares about boxing, they want what we've got. We've got the best crowds in the world. We've got the most passionate fans in the world, and that's why it should be with us. These are the two stalwarts of British boxing. These have put boxing back on the map. No one cares about America. No one's cared about America since Evander Holyfield retired and Mike Tyson left. No one cares. So why did they need it there? New York, Madison Square Garden, that's great. Go and watch the Knicks.
Good work, Tony Bellew. He's fantastic. Right, for more on all things heavyweight boxing, we're joined by the man himself, former boxer turned top trainer, Dave Coldwell joins us. Dave, good morning to you.
Oh, God.
Good morning, how are we doing?
Hey up, mate.
How about that for
How
a
we doing,
rant?
mate?
That was fantastic, that rant, wasn't it?
Do you know what? It was bang on.
Yeah.
It was bang on. Can't disagree with him at all.
Why would it be in America? Is it just for money? Does money dictate that much?
Listen, the people that are paying for the fight, this fight should have happened years ago. We all know that. And it's never been as close as this. And the man with the money, the man at the moment that's paying for everything, if he decides it wants to be in America, if he decides it wants to be in Saudi or in the UK, it'll go to where he wants it to be. So whatever they've looked at figures, maybe they want it to spark, they believe it could spark American boxing for the Zuffa side, and he's working with Dana. But like Tony says, America, they don't care about heavyweight boxing now. They struggle to fill out arenas with their own American world champions right now in other weight divisions.
What Dave, what can the lads do, Tyson and AJ? What can they do to force the hand? Anything?
Right, you know yourself, you can have the intention of saying, yes, we want it to be in the UK, we're not going to fight, we're not. But when that purse goes up, when that paycheck goes up and up and up, and they say it's either here or nowhere, and you're going to miss out on that kind of money, if that's what they're wanting, then it's very hard to. It's very unless you're paying for it yourself, it's very difficult.
Aren't they a bit like you, Dave? They don't need any more money, do they?
Well, we always say that, but you look at people like Jeff Bezos and people like that, Elon Musk, they're continually looking at making more money. They're the richest guys in the world. So there's always that want more, build more of a property portfolio or whatever it is you want to do. Otherwise, people are earning a certain amount of money and then just stop, and that's it. But these guys, no matter how rich they are, they're always pursuing the next.
Dave, obviously I haven't spoken to you in a while, mate. First off, I hope you and the family are well. But just looking at the fights for both of the lads at the weekend, really disappointing. How does it leave the taste in your mouth now? Are you still excited about a big fight, or are you a bit like, we're gonna watch it because we have to? But what about 5 years ago?
Well, I'm gutted because. We can always say this fight should have had 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, but it's not. It's done. You have to forget about this fight. Those two, how they were. We're never going to see how they'd have gone on at the peaks. The question is, who's going to win now in the condition they're both at now? And the problem is, you look at up to this weekend, I was still like, I'm going to be excited about the fight. Once it's signed, once it's announced, I'll be excited about it. But now, I'll be honest with you, I'm like, do you know if the fight doesn't happen now, I won't be too disappointed because I look at and I think it's going to be sad. What it's going to be? Don't get me wrong, it'll be an entertaining fight because both fighters aren't what they were. Even Fury, defensively, sharpness, legs, they're not the same as what they were. Reactions not the same as what they are. So I think it's going to make for a really exciting fight for however long it lasts. It might be a quick night. It might be very, very quick, but it's going to be exciting for however it lasts. But it's going to be sad because you're going to look at them and they're going to be two guys that aren't anywhere near what they were at their best.
We had Spencer on earlier. He was talking about AJ's punch resistance has gone. Just wanted to talk to you from a training point of view. What would you be trying to work on now with AJ, thinking that ultimately you are going to get hit again, right? So what is it? Is it more let's go front footed, let our hands go more? Or are you working more on defensive, trying not to get hit?
So the funny thing is you would I was about to say, listen, we've had fighters in the past that aren't, didn't have great chins, but then they learn to protect the chin, don't give the target. But obviously, this has been an issue that everyone that's worked with AJ knows that he hasn't ever had the best punch resistance. He will go over. So they'll have obviously been looking at ways to protect that chin. Now, you're with Usyk's camp. And along with Usyk, that defensive capability is that you're not getting hit, the hit and don't get hit. There's not many better out there right now. So obviously, for the last few months, they've been working on that. But it took 10, 15 seconds for him to get hit with an uppercut. Not a right hand, an uppercut. So maybe at this stage it is at now, and the stage that both of them at now, like I said, I don't believe that Fury's got the same resistance as what he once had. Maybe it's a case of now, ding, ding, round one, AJ, go. Let it all go. Because attack-wise, and when he lets his hands go, he's still so dangerous, and he still looks great when he's attacking. It's just the punch-resistant side and defensive side. So maybe it's a case of gamble, because you don't want him to be trying. Listen, he ain't going to outbox Tyson Fury, really. If Fury's got anything left about himself, he's not going to outbox him. It's a case of jump on him, smash him, land the bombs, and then you see what happens. But the danger is he could get caught on the way in.
Yeah.
But if he's hanging around trying to box, he could get caught anyway. It's not going to take a lot for him to get caught with.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the zone coverage where they were showing you what Usyk's corner was saying to AJ in terms of that left hand's too low? Was that surprising for you to be hearing that in round one?
What you've got to remember is the reason why AJ had this fight. We all, a lot of people said, "Oh, he should go straight into the Fury fight." But I was one of those that said, "No, he needs this fight because everything he went through personally, mentally, emotionally. You don't know how you're going to react until that bell goes. He could be looking down at the seats where his friends, his brothers who normally sat. They're not there. They're not there now. You don't know what that does until you're in that situation, which was why it was so important that he had this fight. Now, to try and hold everything that you've been working on in camp, to try and hold your emotions and those feelings together as well, it takes a lot. So if he wasn't switched on right at the beginning, it's perfectly understandable. That's why they had this fight, because the level that Prenger was, it was a case of, if I make mistakes, I can get away with it in this fight. If I don't, if I did it against somebody like Fury, I'm not going to get away with it. Now, he actually almost didn't get away with it, despite the level of Prenger. So it is a very good job that it wasn't a Fury in there that with him on the same night.
Dave, let me ask you, both boxers approaching the age of 40. We know that money speaks all languages, and the main thing about this fight, when eventually it happens towards the end of the year, is that both fighters come out without any long-term damage. There are some fighters, I'm not going to name them, but there are some fighters that have fought very recently. I think it's disgusting that they're even promoted because they just don't look well. They certainly don't look fit enough to get in the ring. Do you think there is a worry that these fighters, if they do perform well and it does incredible numbers at box office, they will have a rematch?
They probably will do if it is a great fight. But I think we're going to have a conclusive ending either way. So I don't think the appetite will be that much for a rematch. I don't think. However, because they're not in with one of the young guns that are coming through, that, some of them, like Atuma and people like that, devastating. I think because they're both kind of sliding together, I think it's a lot safer than if they just carried on.
Yeah.
And they're not at the stage where both of them are at the stage where we've seen other fighters like a Joe Joyce and people like that, where you look at them and say, should not be boxing, should be anywhere near. They're not at that stage.
Dave, that was who I was alluding to. I think it's disgusting that Joe Joyce is still allowed to fight. He's been in the studio. He's a lovely person, but you can see in my view, the effects have really hit him hard. Excuse the pun, but he should never be allowed to climb back in the ring. He really shouldn't. And I worry about it. You agree, do you?
Oh, 100%, Andy. And do you know the thing is I always say it's not even a case of now where you're seeing the effects.
Yeah.
The effects come when they get into, when you don't see them for a few years, 4 or 5 years, and they're in the 40s and they're my age in the 50s, and then that's when you see the real effects of what boxing can do to people if you stay around too long.
Yeah. Listen, I could talk to you all morning. Sadly, our time's come to an end. I have to say, by the way, you look fantastic. You look $1 million.
He always does.
You look great, Dave.
Always does.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
This is what you look like at 9:20. Imagine what you look like when you're going out in the evening.
I don't go out in the evening, that's why. I don't go out anymore. I go to boxing and that's it. Boxing and football.
This is your big night, is it? 9:20 in the morning on a Monday.
Hello to Theo for me, mate.
Thanks, mate. I will do. Cheers.
Thanks, Dave.
That.
Always a pleasure, man. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks, mate. There you go. The wonderful former boxer turned trainer, Dave Coldwell. By the way, if you're into your boxing, stay tuned for talkSPORT's Voice of Boxing. Adam Catchell, the brilliant Catman. He's on with Carlton Cole at 10 till 1 right after us. That's AM, by the way, not PM. I know he does the sports bar, but it's this morning. Coming up, by the way, I didn't even listen to this. This is nuts. Has the world of football officially gone nuts when set-piece coaches have release clauses? Are you aware of that?
No.
Set-piece coaches have release clauses.
Game's gone, mate.
Yeah, the game has gone. 9:20. More on that right after this.
Jack Grealish.
Yep.
Also going to be back at Man City.
Yep.
Next season.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with Jack if he's given a chance by Maresca, because he would have been part of that Man City squad that Maresca was at. Or will the manager think, no? And will Jack think, you know what, maybe I want to move on? I think it's still early doors. I think we have to see what happens over the next 6 weeks. Still 6 weeks left of the transfer window. Start of September, it closes. I don't see him staying there. I see him moving on.
Where?
It wouldn't surprise me if he moves somewhere else in Europe. I don't see him staying in the Premier League. So I think he's still got 1 year left, I think, of his contract. So the wages as well, will that be a problem for some of the clubs, maybe in the Premier League? But don't rule out maybe back to Everton. David Moyes loved him.
Yeah, he did well there.
Yeah, he done very well there.
Did well there. Okay, interesting. And then, of course, Rodri, reportedly waiting for Real Madrid president Florentino Perez to sanction his return to Spain. And then there's growing support for the move in the capital after he skipped them to the World Cup. Of course, as well, he's linked to Real Madrid. Do you see that one getting done?
It depends, because I did see that from Perez saying that it's not something that they want to do. And I don't think Manchester City are going to let him go on the cheap. I think before the World Cup, they maybe would have negotiated a deal. But his performances in the World Cup was the Rodri that won the Ballon d'Or a couple of seasons ago. That Rodri I wouldn't sell for anything less than 80, 90, 100 million if I'm Manchester City. He's that good. And he's one of them players, Rodri, Shaban, that will play deep into his 30s. Doesn't rely on pace. Very good technically on the ball.
$9:22, or if you want to wait 5 seconds, it's 9:23. You're waking up to The Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Troy Deeney. Before we move on, just a quick word about Lucy, who works at the back there. She's the one that bowled up at 8 a.m.
Eventually.
Now, I should congratulate Lucy. She had a master's graduation last week.
Oh, wow.
She mastered in broadcast journalism. So well done to her.
Well done to her.
You're obviously getting your work experience somewhere else. You wouldn't have got that from Talk. It was just talkSPORT, was it? Well done to you. Although Dad Graham is listening, not happy when I joked that he dropped her off in the Rolls Royce.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't happy because apparently it's an Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Is that right? I got the wrong car, did I?
Graham should say, don't worry about the Aston Martins. Can you get her a clock? So she can get in at 7.
Get in a little bit earlier, right? What did you pass your graduation with? Was it top marks? It wasn't.
2-1?
It was. A 2-1. Is that top? Is it 2-1? A distinction.
A distinction.
Wow, you won't be getting that with your timekeeping, will you? Yeah. Right, time now for this.
Comes off Vicarage Road. When it came back to Deeney, it was only going in one place. He hit it so hard it was unstoppable.
Wenger tries.
By the way, that doesn't mean anything, does it? It's just like Wenger boys. Wenger, your name's Troy. It sounds like, but that's nothing to do with anything.
No,
it's just a name.
The best part about all of this is just how happy Ed gets.
Yeah, look at both of them.
He gets really, really happy.
Yeah, it's just on his Spotify playlist. Isn't it? This is where apparently we get Troy's booming opinions on the biggest talking points.
Boom.
All he has to do is give us his thoughts and finish by saying boom. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Boom. If you're a Blackadder fan, you'll know exactly why that boom is not a big boom. Right, this is nuts. This might be the most nutty thing I've ever read out, genuinely. Aston Villa are losing another key asset in their set-piece coach, Austin McPhee. He looks set to be following Morgan Rogers to Chelsea. Villa, this is so mad, would do compensation for McPhee with his contract understood to have a specified release clause. So just to sum up, that is a set-piece coach with a release clause. Troy Deeney alongside me. Has the world gone nuts? What do you make of that?
I'm actually baffled, to be totally honest with you. And respectfully, I don't want to discredit anyone's profession because obviously he spends his whole life worried about set pieces and throw-ins. But come on, they are replaceable.
Set piece. Game's gone nuts. If that's
the game has gone nuts. I think as well. Like he's gone. Was he at Norwich before that? Now he's at Villa, and now he's going to Chelsea. Like I want to know, hand on heart, why is he the best? What do you see in a set piece coach that goes, oh, well, let's pay for that?
Well, Sims just told me they scored as many goals from set pieces as Arsenal from set pieces last season.
Great. Now what?
I know.
But also, Chelsea don't have the players that Arsenal have or Villa have to go score set pieces.
Very bizarre.
So now what we're going to get...
Let me ask you this. I play devil's advocate. If there's something in it, if it does make a difference, does it justify that release clause?
No.
I can't even ask that question.
No, it doesn't. Why is there a release clause for staff?
It's very well, don't say that in case like Virgin come in for me. Then
okay, yeah. I promise you, talkSPORT will let you go. It'll be fine.
Well, they drive me down the end of the corridor.
Yeah, no, it's no. To me, it's crazy. It is crazy. But the world is as such now, isn't it? So
soon the tea lady will have release clause. She makes a great tea.
Yeah, the great coach drivers. Oh, he gets us there on time every time.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he's unbelievable.
Well, the world's gone mad. Villa being rinsed again, so boom, I'm happy.
And they play that. They play the whole thing, do they? The whole album comes out.
Is it?
Next, Jadon Sancho has been without a club since letting his deal at Old Trafford expire, but it appears that he might...
Who?
Jadon Sancho.
Oh, okay.
Reportedly set to move to Qatar. What do you make of that? It says here, this is a horrible question, is he one of the biggest wastes of talent ever? Well, I don't like asking. That's really negative.
Yeah, I think that's a tough question. But I do wonder whether Jadon can live with his life choices long term. And what I mean by that is, like, I think I've alluded to this to you before. I think the lads who can retire knowing they gave everything, and Father Time cut up or injury or whatever happened, they go, okay, I can live with that because I gave everything. Yeah. I think when you've got the talent he's had the moves and the opportunities,
and the
chances that he's had, I just wonder if it's like with football. I do think the Man United spell seems to have like maybe dampened his love for football. Was it Ten Hag who stuck him with the 21s for a period of time?
Bomb squad, yeah.
Then he went Chelsea, obviously, and won, and then he went with Villa and won, but neither of them have tried to keep him. So I just wonder whether he's now, it's a bit of a cash grab and just get as much money as I can out of it.
If you don't say boom, does he not play music?
No.
Have you got to say that for him to press play?
Boom.
Look at their faces. Honestly, that's unbelievable. I bet that's his alarm clock in the morning. Right, finally, 8 Premier League clubs this season have increased the prices of their replica football shirts. Spurs coming up as the most expensive. How much is the most expensive football shirt being Tottenham's?
Oh.
How much is that? What's your guess?
I'm assuming we're talking adults, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I will say £145.
£190. No, it's not. £90, it says.
£90?
I thought it was a lot more than that. Don't get me wrong, that's still madness. If you've got a couple of kids and you want to buy them a shirt, you need...
Yeah, but 90 quid, and then by the time you've put... Some people put like badges and names and that.
Do you think adults, right, if they go into the Spurs shop or any club shop and they buy the shirt, are there any adults there that also buy the shorts and the socks?
Possibly. I don't know.
I would love to hear... Okay, we've got half hour left of the show. If you're an adult and you've bought the socks and the shirt... Sorry, the socks and the shorts.
We've got a full kit.
Full kit.
Yeah.
Don't say the next word.
Banker.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are that person, I would love to know why you've bought the shorts and the socks.
So you're okay with people having shirts, right? Because I know Rory Jennings made a big thing.
Only to wear to the football.
Rory Jennings made a big thing about like adults wearing
football shirts. Yeah.
And then I saw some of the clubber he wore last week on it.
Oh, it's dreadful.
And I was like, maybe he should start wearing shirts. He should come in just Chelsea tops.
Yeah, he's clobber. He's terrible.
Yeah. But I don't have a problem with it, with people wearing jerseys. I really
What,
don't.
any time of the day?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
All right, okay. Football matches is okay, but if I'm like seeing someone in...
You go down to the train station, go down to the
No, I know they'll be
see
there.
loads.
I know, but if I see someone in like Tesco's or Sainsbury's or whatever,
Yeah.
and they've got a football shirt, I'm a bit like...
Why?
It's just, why? You've got to wear something else.
But they might think that about that crap hoodie you got on.
Why is it crap?
Just wear something else.
Why is it crap? I don't like the tone, the way you just instantly just said crap. I quite like this. Quite a nice hoodie, isn't it?
It's nice hoodie, yeah. But wear something else.
All right, Mr. Outlandish clothes over there.
Trying to look slim.
Is that Versace, that?
No.
Plain black t-shirt, plain black trousers. I would love to hear from anyone out there. We'll put you straight to air when we come back. Goldstein Guarantee. How about that? 03717 223344. If when you're an adult, you buy the shorts and the socks.
Now you've said it. It's really weird if you buy the full kit.
Weird. So weird. There's no reason someone can phone up and explain why, and I or you will go, okay. There's no reason you can give, is there?
No.
I play football in the weekend. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're grown up, if you're over the age of...
What are we saying?
21.
Yeah.
If you're 20, if you're over the age of 21...
And you've gone full kit.
And you've gone socks and shorts, I want to hear from you.
It's not a stag do.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
It's not a stag do. Explain yourself. 03717 223344. You'll be next on The Breakfast Show. No one will phone. No one's going to make that call. That was Wenger Troy's. Barry Hearn next to talk about darts and boxing. It's 9:31.
If it is true, that is the one for Tottenham, the one that got away. If you think about what Abramovich did to Chelsea, did to Premier League football, did to world football, he was a benefactor.
He turned you into a big
monster. Yeah, he turned us into a monster.
Yeah, he did, because you wasn't a big club before him. He was an average size club.
I mean, we certainly, if you want to do this, which I don't suggest you should, but if you want to do this, in the 10 years prior to Abramovich, Chelsea won more than you've won in the Premier League era.
Up the gels.
In the 10 years...
Honestly, you and Cundy...
in the 10 years... Well, because you can't let it go. You say one thing and I just
one thing. Like, I literally just said one thing and that was it. Like, bang, I got the fishing rod out.
Yeah. In the 10 years prior to... you have. In the 10 years prior to Abramovich taking over Chelsea, so just go the 10 years prior to that, Chelsea won more than Tottenham have in the entire Premier League era. So you want to... when... You know that run?
Would you win the Cup Winners' Cup?
We won. We did win the Cup Winners' Cup. Yeah. Yes, we did.
Good trophy.
We did win the Cup Winners' Cup. Yes, we did.
We won the Audi Cup.
We won the FA Cup. We won the League Cup. We won the Super Cup, beating Real Madrid in Monaco. Gus Poyet scoring the winner. We didn't lose to Tottenham at home for 27 years. A lot of that record obviously stretched into that pre-Abramovich period.
Yeah.
We didn't. I mean, we were calling it 3-point lane.
Been 3-point lane for a while.
We were calling it 3-point lane. Way.
Who would have thought a sporting event's halftime show could have a bigger impact than the game itself? That seems to be the case with the Super Bowl halftime show. In 2024, Usher brought in an audience of 180 million worldwide, the biggest in the event's history. But how did singing and dancing get to be the centerpiece of America's biggest sporting event? The first Super Bowl was held in 1967. Initially, the halftime show was a display purely for the fans in the stadium, with marching bands, dancers, and American patriotism for all to see. And that's what it was for the first few years. Disney had a go with a few questionable displays in the 1980s, but it wasn't until '93 that we got the first glimpse into the future of halftime shows. Michael Jackson's stellar performance gave NFL execs something to think about. A raft of massive names followed, including Diana Ross, U2, Janet Jackson, who gave us the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction of all time. So how many people are involved? To give you an idea of the scale, Rihanna's 2023 performance included 800 people, and experts reckon it cost $13 million. What's even more impressive than some of the names on the bill every year is the fact they do it for free. The artists know the exposure they'll get from doing the show will rocket them up the charts across the world. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
Morning, 1937. I can't wait for this next bit. You're listening to, copy and paste going on, the World Cup breakfast show. That's interesting. Are we looking back or are we looking forward? It's me, Andy Goldstein, Troy Deeney and Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Now, before the break, we stumbled on the fact we were talking about Spurs now selling the most expensive club shirt, £90. Yeah. And then I jokingly said, surely not one adult will ever buy the whole kit, the shorts and the socks. It's just you can't justify it. And then I put it out there. I said, no one's going to phone. And as you would imagine, we have a whole switchboard full of full kit wearers. Matt is first up. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, guys. You all right?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. First time caller. Loving the show, by the way.
That's very kind. Right. First questions first. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, that falls into the age range.
I'm nervous.
You need to justify. So you're a Liverpool fan, right? So you bought the Liverpool shirt,
I'm a Liverpool fan, yeah.
The shorts and the socks.
So, sort of. I haven't bought shorts and socks for a few years. I used to.
Wait. Few means two.
Probably about 8-9 years ago now.
Okay.
However, what I get a lot of stick from my friends for is I buy all three kits every single year the day they come out. So I think the Liverpool away kit's come out tomorrow morning, and I will be up and I'll buy that straight away.
Yeah.
What I get stick for is I get players' names on the back of them every single year without fail.
Okay.
But that's fine.
Specific names, like you have the same one every year.
I try to change it up as much as I can, but I went through a bit of a period of buying players' names and they kept leaving. So now I try to play a bit safe.
Okay.
But you don't have the shorts and the socks?
Not for a while. I used to.
Okay.
But I get a lot of stick from my friends for getting all the names on the back.
Okay. You're going to get more stick from us because that wasn't what we asked for. Andy, get rid of it.
Yeah, I can only apologize. Thanks for your call, Matt. First time caller, so it's nice, but I mean, that's not why we asked you to call. Raymond is a Leeds fan. Hi, Raymond.
Hello.
Hi, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, buddy. Wonderful show. Can I just say, I met the man next to you 2 years ago. What a gentleman.
Cool. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. I was nervous where that was going 2 years ago.
No. You make time for me. You had a good chat with me about my club Leeds, and you were a perfect gentleman.
Thank you very much.
Wasn't a Lambert.
Right. Raymond, it's not This Is Your Life. We haven't got that much time left. Only 20 minutes of the show. Right.
Okay,
How old are you, Raymond?
I am 64.
Okay. Do you? You're a Leeds fan. Do you own a Leeds shirt?
Yes, 3.
Do you own Leeds shorts and socks?
Yes, no, not socks, shorts, 2 pair. So I don't wear them together. I wear the top when I go shopping, so if you see me nasty, I'd have my Leeds top on.
Yeah.
But I wear the shorts around the house.
You wear the shorts around the house. That's fine.
Is it?
Shorts around, I wear shorts around the
But
house.
now I'm disappointed he hasn't bought the socks. Why don't you buy the socks?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to wear the socks. I've got skinny legs. They wouldn't look right.
Should wear the shorts then.
Let's go to one more. I'm hoping we've got a full kit wearer. Tom joins. Hello, Tom.
How's it going? All right?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. I want to disclaimer first. I don't wear football shirts when I'm out and about doing normal stuff either, so I'm in agreement with you there.
Okay. How old are you, Tom?
42.
Right. Do you own? You're a Bradford fan. Do you own a Bradford shirt?
Got the full kit. Got the shirt, but only because I play
And the
in
socks. Hold on. And the socks.
And the socks, but only because I play in a Fat Dad's football league, and I play for the white hot chubby fellas, and we wear full Bradford kit.
So, Tom, because we haven't. You're the first one who's actually called up with the real thing. How does this conversation go? So, like, I've never seen the full kit out for adults. Do you get what I mean? So, do you have to go? Oh, can I get them in a 36?
Yeah, well, yeah, no. I started off in large a few years ago.
Okay.
It slowly got tighter and tighter, and now I think a couple of us are on the double XLs. I'm still XL, but yeah, it's getting harder to. The idea of this league is you're supposed to lose weight whilst you're playing.
And you're going up.
We're all just
I love it, Tom.
Tom.
I know it's bad.
Tom, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Tom, when you put the full kit on and you look in front of the mirror, do you think I look good in this?
No. 100%. No, not at all.
That's a great answer. I've got to cut you there. We've got to get to our next guest.
We've got a legend.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? No, not at all. We'll take more of those calls when we come back the other side of this break. That's brilliant. Right, we'll move on from football. And not least because we want to talk darts. The World Match Player of Darts, Luke Littler, continues to break records, finishing the week with an average of 111, beating Taylor's record of 106. Let's talk to the president, the founder of Matchroom Sports, the legend that is Barry Hearn joins us. Morning, Baz.
Morning, boys.
How are you, my friend? You look well. What are you up to today? What you been doing? Is it early for you? It's not. It's very late. Isn't it?
No, it's not early. I've got a couple of business things to do first, and then I'm shooting up to Barn Fisheries for the ITV Superstars of Fishing competition tomorrow, which I'm going to try and win, as always, but I don't often get successful. So it's a busy week. It's golf on Wednesday. I mean, this is summer, you know. It's a really nice time. Golf on Friday.
Oh, amazing.
And then I'm going to go and see my son in Monte Carlo for a few days because I don't see him anymore. He's one of those tax exiles. He's got more money than God, and he still loves it. He loves a pound note, he does, my boy. I don't know where he gets it off his mother, not me.
That's a great expression. He's got more money than God. That's unbelievable. And he probably has as well, all right? We'll talk boxing in a minute. We have to start with darts and Luke Littler.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean, listen, when he first broke into the sport, everyone was suggesting he's going to go on and beat Taylor's record, which he may well do, he may not. But if he stays in the sport as long as he has to, then I think he will. Are you even surprised at just the levels he's got to so early on in his career, Barry?
Well, firstly, we've all been really half watching him since he was about 7 or 8 years old. He's been a phenomenon on the junior tours, Junior Darts Corporation, various other performances. So it wasn't a secret that he was a spectacular player. We kept all saying is, yeah, but how does he cope with the big stage? Well, the answer is he loves the big stage even more than the other stage. He is, without doubt, a generational talent. You know, with darts, we're so fortunate with darts to have a load of characters that can play at world level. Phil Taylor set the bar. Michael Van Gerwen edged it a little bit. And then Luke Littler has just destroyed all those records. It does, you and Troy know, it happens a lot in sport, whether it's different equipment, whether it's better conditioning or training, or whether it's just more dedication. And I think because darts is such a big business now, these boys, I mean, Luke Littler's got £3 million on the ranking list, you know, so they're earning good money. They can afford to be full-time, which they couldn't 20 years ago, more or less. And now they're full-time players, they're proper professionals, and the standard has gone through the roof. And where Littler has taken the standard, who's to say there won't be another one? But I think we're in the presence of a generational talent that we're going to be talking about for a long, long time. Whether he can go 16 world titles, I'm not sure, simply because that's 16 years. And although he's only 19 now, whether or not he can maintain, he may be able to. He's a one-off. I mean, the kid's a fabulous player and a really, really nice kid that loves playing darts in front of crowds.
Yeah, Barry, I said he seems to be very much like the Tiger Woods, Serena Williams type, that is changing the way that darts is being perceived in this country. Saw yesterday when I was watching young kids there now of an evening watching it. He just seems so good. And the biggest part for me, in the biggest moments, he plays his best stuff. How is that to even just witness from your era of watching darts all the way through?
Well, obviously, it's very satisfying for me to see a sport that we started off when the prize money was £500,000 a year for the whole lot, and to see where we are now, knocking on the 30 million stage. But we're not, I'm just very proud that it's produced a Luke Littler. I think the only danger for Luke Littler is Luke Littler, because he's inspired kids all around the world, and someone else is coming through. I mean, there are 10, 12, 15-year-old kids that are amazing. Let's see how they progress. But I think Littler will have generated effectively his own competition in due course.
Barry, we've got to go to an ad break. Can I keep you on the other side of the break? Can you hold on for about 90 seconds?
No problem, son.
Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, how can I turn down a world-ranked pool player? I can't do it.
We need to. I love the sound. We need to talk 9-ball pool as well. The Florida Open returns next week. Barry Hearn will be with us right after this. Make sure you are as well. It's 9:46.
Jurgen Klopp has today been appointed as the new national team manager. As a Liverpool fan, would you spend the money on Diamonde as a sort of up-and-coming prospect, or would you go for Barcola as the ready-made replacement for Mo Salah?
I'm not sure on Barcola. I'd probably Diamonde. I like him. But it's 110 million quid for potential. When you're paying 110 million quid for potential nowadays, I don't love that. And that's a problem. And that's where the market is, unfortunately. So it's a tough one. Liverpool have to replace Salah. They need wide players. Now they're talking about some player from Monaco who's probably would have been fifth choice at the start of the summer. So Liverpool fans would probably spontaneously combust if that's the only signing that came in those positions. I don't think they'll get Diamonde. I think that's PSG all over. So then you're going to go for Barcola now, who Arsenal want as well. Yeah. And he's a very, very good player, but he's not in the PSG side, is he? 99% of the time. So he's in and out. I don't know. I'm torn. Is there any other options, I would say, to the recruitment department of Liverpool?
Jurgen Klopp, by the way, just rounding off that conversation, one of his standout quotes today.
I love that.
I'm not doing this job for you. I'm for myself. I'm doing it for you, the German fans. I mean,
no,
he knows exactly what to say.
That wasn't the quote I saw. The one I like was, if you go after my family, I'm gone. If you think I'm rubbish, tell me to my face and I'll leave immediately. I love the way he's preconditioning the media to behave themselves and bow. In other words, I'm here, I'll do it my way, and for any reason I get sniff of anything from you with a
Welcome back. It's 9:50. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, Troy Deeney alongside. Just quickly, we're going to go back to Barry Hearn in a sec. After Barry, we'll have time for one call. Right, one call. Now, I'm still proved right by the fact that no grown-up has gone football shirt, football shorts, football socks. Right? Yeah. If there's one of you out there, you'll be the last caller of today. 03717223334. Call up now. Lucy's waiting for your call. But you must have all three. You must tick all three boxes. Right, let's go back to the founder, the president of Matchroom Sports, the wonderful Barry Hearn is still with us. You all right, Baz?
All right, good, son.
Shall we talk about nine ball, Paul, just briefly? Because the world number 531 of nine ball. What?
I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. I will look back on this year and say that was the year that Andy really done me like a kipper, absolutely slaughtered. A world ranking. Do you know what people don't really understand, Andy, what's important in life, do they sometimes?
No,
I mean, we all talk about excellence and fabulous players, but there's millions and millions of part-time athletes, part-time sportsmen and women out there.
Yep.
And they need a pat on the back. And you need one, mate. I'll tell you what, you stuck through a good bit of grief and you've come out with a world ranking. And I think you're playing in Florida, aren't you?
I am playing in a couple of weeks, yeah. Or next week, yeah.
Who knows where your ranking will be after that? But I'm impressed, Barry. It's hard to say, but I'm impressed.
Someone said to me, genuinely, where it ranks amongst things I've done in the world, is it up there with the birth of my kids? And I said it's better than the birth of my kids because lots of people have kids, but not everyone is well ranked at nine ball pool. And so it's
and also your wife played a major part in the first one, and you did the second one. You did well. Apparently, you did. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you did the second one. You definitely did the second one on your own.
I did. Right, let's talk boxing. What did you make of your boy AJ at the weekend? That was a strange old fight, wasn't it?
I don't think I've ever been on the edge of my chair so much because look. I won't dwell on what's gone on personally in AJ's life, but you can imagine his brain. You know, Troy knows him knows him well. His brain must be all over the place with all the things that are going on. But he's got this one driving thing, and I think because of that dreadful accident, he does believe he's been spared for a purpose. I know that might sound a bit deep for this time of the morning, but he is motivated like I've never seen him. But that doesn't mean to say that you can turn off and on when he comes down to the technicalities of boxing. I mean, he got caught with a couple of silly shots. He lowered his left hand far too early, which is you don't do against a wild swinger. These guys are 17-odd stone, 18 stone. If they hit you, trust me, it hurts and you don't want to be hit again. But he showed that character that goes with AJ. I mean, it's worrying that he went down, but it's great that he got up. And I think that sums up his life at the moment because he's had some more ups and downs than most of us have to go through. And I'm just, obviously, we're all part of the AJ family. We think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And we're on his side and we'll take his side for everything. But at the same time, it was that suddenly we thought the fight we'd waited 10 years for was going out the window. and it came back with a brutal combination. I know it sounds terrible. It was great TV, wasn't it? I mean, what can you say? What can you say? AJ delivers again. And you get, you'll always get a few, I don't know, I can't use the word on air, but, people...
Naysayers. That's what
let's not mention Simon Jordan's name, shall we? But, I mean, to say there's something not right there, I mean, come on, get yourself a decent toy in your pram, boy. I mean, when you get whacked by someone, you don't. What do you say? It's fixed or something, or what? Yeah. Come on.
Barry, can I just point out what you're alluding to in case people don't know? Yeah. So, just after the fight, Simon Jordan put out a tweet saying, "Not having that. Dropped twice, sets the tempo. How's that? Praying totally different in the second. Something not quite right. All designed to rinse maximum amount of money."
Yeah, of course. Well, listen, if you've got to make yourself famous, say something stupid. Well done, Simon. Mission accomplished.
Barry, I just wanted to ask you, we had a few people on, Dave Coldwell, Spencer Oliver been on there. I don't want to talk about the technicalities of boxing because those guys can do it a lot better. I just wondered where you stood on where the fight is actually landing. There's talk of it landing in New York. Obviously, I live in New York now, so for me, it's great. But it should be in the UK, right?
Our contract specifies the fight will take place in the UK. Eddie has told the Saudis. I'm not sure what Tyson Fury's contract says. I know what we signed. The fight has to take place in the UK. Eddie and AJ are linked at the hip on this. We want that fight in the UK, and they're going to have to come up with a very good reason. And you know, I'm not saying it's impossible to change, because everything's possible. But as it stands, we have told them directly, this fight is in the UK. This fight is promoted by Matchroom Boxing. This fight is in conjunction with Gold Star, which is Tyson Fury's people. No one else is involved. And we don't want anyone else involved. This is a generational fight. For me, as a promoter of 40 years or wherever, these fights don't happen very often. You know, I can only talk 2 or 3 in my lifetime. You know, so we are insisting. It's UK, and Eddie's told them, and now we'll wait and see their response.
Okay, fingers crossed. It's good to hear. Barry, it's always a pleasure and an honour having you on the show. Thanks so much, pal.
Pleasure. Look after yourself. Have a great day, boys. Cheers, then.
There you go. The superstar that is Barry Hearn, the founder and president of Matchroom Sports. Good to hear that last bit there. It's the contract. It should be over here. Before we go, would you like to hear someone, a grown man who wears a football shirt, socks and shorts?
If we found one.
I think we have. Warren joins us.
Hi, Andy. Hiya.
How are you, man? You all right?
Yeah, it's my boss, Arsenal fan, 2 weeks ago. You know when the weather was boiling hot?
Yeah.
Full kit, shorts, Adidas Samba trainers, Adidas Arsenal shorts, and the Arsenal top, the red one, the home one.
I just
Full
think
kit.
it sounds like you're throwing him under the bus, but I don't know.
And I'm here for it as well, by the way. To throw somebody else under the bus.
No,
I'm here for it.
Did. And I looked at him, and he's like, "It's dead expensive, this." And I was like, "Yeah."
Go on
but
then.
it's
What's his
Arsenal.
name? Go on then.
It begins with R and ends in Ussel.
We haven't got time to work that one out. Thanks for your call, man. There you go, from Warren to Russell. I wanted to find someone that actually did it himself. That might be the case, but hopefully that person doesn't exist.
No.
Hopefully.
I feel we need to get somebody on from the kit shop and just be like, how do people order that?
Yeah, it's going to be 99% shirts.
Yeah.
I hope it's 100%. Troy, you've been nothing short of magnificent, not just today, but all last week on Drive. You're wonderful.
No
Thanks so much for coming on. My love to you and your family. Have a great time.
Off skis, off to Turkey.
Enjoy it. Well earned. I'm here all week on The Breakfast Show. Yeah, can't wait for that. Back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. alongside Andy Townsend. Up next, it's Brains meets Brawn. Adam Cattrall against Carlton Cole. I'll let you decide which is which. Have a lovely day. Be safe, everyone. See you at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Obviously, you've got Kai Havertz, who was missing for most of last season. He's back and available and can play either as your centre forward or off your centre forward, which again shows a little bit more congestion in that kind of attacking midfield role. So I think when you zoom out, bigger picture, the squad still has enough. It has a lot of depth. But I think the reason there's a bit of nervousness around the Arsenal fan base right now is because we see an opportunity. We win the league for the first time in 22 years. Manchester City have lost Pep Guardiola. He's moved on. Maresca's a great coach, but is he Pep Guardiola? I'm not sure he is. In fact, I'm certain he's not. You look at Liverpool, new coach starting the project again. Chelsea under Alonso, really good coach, but they're going to need time. Man United are not quite there yet. There's an opportunity for Arsenal to not just consolidate, but to take another step and dominate for a period of time. And I think that's why there's a nervousness around this transfer window. Last year, it was about, can we do the business to get us over the line? We've done that. Now it's about, can we do the business
Champions League?
Yeah, to consolidate our position and to dominate.